Good evening, everyone, and welcome to TF Live. I am yauch, and tonight we have the coverage of the grand finale of the ozfortress season, the ozfortress Season 19 Premier Division Grand Final between two familiar suspects in these sorts of situations. We have got Jasmine Tea and nsfw. Coming in a bit later with the play-by-play casting, we have GBJ and Sage. We have Wiethoofd on production as always, but right now joining me on the analysis desk is Yukari. What's up, Yukari?
Hello. Well, I'm
Hi.
just getting ready for this finals. I think we've got a fair bit to talk about, and because we've already seen them go at it a few times, we've got some context too. Everybody loves context for analysis. Where would we be without it?
Yeah, you're exactly right. We have, a great deal of context, I think, to say with these two teams having met not quite a week ago, or maybe a little bit more than a week ago now, and a lot of TF2 has happened in that time, and we do have a fair bit to talk about, so why don't we get straight into the lineups before we do that? Do you want to give me the roster for the People's Champions of Jasmine Tea?
Well, I mean, based on what we've seen before, we've seen a return of Elmo to the scout spot this season. Always, I think everyone's always a big fan of that. Paulson's still on demo, scouting alongside Elmo. We have Madness, and for soldiers, we have Rocky, Career Pocket, and Shotgun Hero on Roma, Geo on Soldier, and the other new addition, which I think you're most qualified of anyone to talk about, Jono on Medic.
Sorry, so I did time out there for a moment. You're exactly right. That will be a really fun return to see. They have been looking really dominant all season. I think I tallied it up somewhere earlier. They've only dropped, I think, 6 rounds it was all season, and 5 of them have been to no safe word. So if anyone can put a dent in this Jasmine lineup, it's going to be them. But on the side of no safe word, we have TJ and Hertz on the scout, Sol on the roamer, Yule on the pocket, Enrith on the demo man, and Locke on the medic. And I'll go into it because I do have some exclusive end of season awards for the Premier Division to go through as we're doing our analysis, Yukari. But it'll be a really interesting one with the best of 5 coming out tonight. And I know that there were some things that we sort of focused as our points of contention in the upper page playoff where these two teams met each other, but I don't know. I feel like there is still a lot of questions left to be answered tonight, honestly. On the side of both teams, really. Jasmine Tea were extremely dominant, and in that sense, they almost didn't need to play their best, would you say?
Well, 50% that, and 50% I think no safe word dropped the ball while they were holding the ball. I don't think any major questions that we had coming into the previous game about these teams has actually been answered. Because for me, the two big questions for Jasmine are essentially, how's Rocky going to go on Roma? Because as we've said on multiple occasions, that's a role that is so different to what he's used to, and it requires the strongest, if you like, D&D skill sheet in skills that he isn't expected to show as a career pocket. So in particular, surviving without heals, supporting scouts in a slow style, initiating second from behind the Uber, because that always seems to be hard for roamers to get, particular maps like Viaduct. And because we didn't see any Viaduct, and because Jasmine's aggro, if you like, was in many ways initiating off Geo, we didn't get any of those questions answered. Can he do it?
Yeah, he did show some real signs of life, especially on Snakewater in the upper page playoff. I remember being quite impressed by seeing how he was able to really complement the Uber pushes. And I think I said at the time that they were really strong in the sense that they were doing 6-man Uber pushes. Not that 6 people were getting Ubered, but they had their combo like the usual suspects just barreling through your Geos and your Paulsons, just running through like wrecking balls, and Madness on the cleanup roll. But Rocky and Elmo were really able to like just sort of collapse well on the flank and perform their role, whether it be play point or sort of lock off a spawn door. They did show those signs of life, but I don't think Rocky was really tested in a lot of ways, and some of those other things that you see from the true high tier pockets, roamers, I should say, sorry, he hasn't really needed to show yet. He can die a lot more than maybe a Blaze would and still get away with it, so I want to see no safe word punish them tonight. On his opposite number, we do actually have Season 19 Premier's Best Roamer Award winner Sol, and a player with a great deal of experience. How do you think that matchup's going to
go? This is a hard one, because as I think I said at the end of the last series, the winner bracket final, for me, I felt like Sol and Yule were quite out of sync with each other. We saw a lot of aggressive bombs where one wasn't ready to follow up the other, where perhaps Yule went too far in and died, and Sol was kind of chilling back with the team, like, what more do you want of me? So while perhaps Jasmine's aggro was coming a lot off Geo, and it might have been, like, weirdly timed, Rocky and Geo were always in lockstep to cover each other and accomplish something while it was happening. It's like the is my partner ready for me to go? Whereas no safe word seemed to struggle to even get that part of it down pat. And on top of that, I'd say that Sol's bombs just weren't doing as much damage as Rocky, like in a sense that Rocky is just more mechanically apt. And I'd also suggest that those, if you like, 5v5 or 6v6 post-Uber repushes, that's a situation where Rocky seems to be very effective, because I guess in one sense, deathmatch is his thing. In a second sense, him and Elmo seemed to have some nice 1-2, very basic, very simple combination plays to take ground and win. And I'd add on a third one. I don't think TJ and Yule did a very good job of actually stopping the flank from walking in a lot of Uber trades where they should have. To me, it looked off, like Yule was too forward and maybe TJ was too far back, or something of that kind.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Just sort of touching back on the sort of the interplay between the soldiers on both teams, we saw a lot of interesting sort of, and we spoke to Rocky about it afterwards, I should say, on the side of Jasmine Tea, we'd see Geo actually taking the initiative, just recognizing that he was probably in a better position and going for that force play and going for the switch off on the sniper sometimes and what have you, just because he was in a better position to Rocky. And in that sense, there's a lot of overlap between Geo and Rocky, whereas I think Sol, like, especially maybe even more so on teams where he can get away with it a little bit more and not be punished by an Elmo, but he definitely likes to play the sort of distraction roamer. He wants to be prodding at your flank, looking to see if he can get behind and just cause chaos, whereas Yule's a much more stalwart pucket in the sense that he just wants to be fat and he wants to be there. So it'll be interesting because Yule will really need to step it up tonight, because there was I'd say Jasmine's Ubers were just absolutely dominant in the upper page playoff.
I think that's very true. And when you talk about pocket roamer dynamics, when you talk about how does the pocket make aggressive plays without screwing the team, or in particular leaving their med in a bad situation, for me the classic example of how you do that and how it's done correctly is Banny and Lansky. As a combo, and then obviously Blaze as the supporting second soldier. And Lansky's solution to the how do I initiate as pocket and I don't feed and I don't die was to play safe. Like, Lansky was the guy who, instead of jumping in deep, he'd jump in mid-range, hit a few good rockets in mid-range, and then instantly jump out. Whereas Banny, obviously, when he pocketed, was a bit more in-your-face. And that more in-your-face style, which Geo seems to prefer, and which he was showing us in the winner bracket playoffs, In some ways, that's actually an easier way to play it. In some ways, that's harder. I think it's easier in a sense as kind of throwaway as pocket. Like, well, I did loads of damage, you should follow up. But I think that it demands the scout you're playing with to be more on the ball. The scout that's alongside you has to go in really deep and has to kind of fight with you. And there's always that risk that the pocket scout, the scout that's playing with the med, runs the issue of baiting their combo a bit much if they're not going in and going in hard. So I think knowing what we know now and seeing what we've seen with Rocky Geo Soldier combinations, Madness is going to be very interesting to watch. Is he going to go deep? Is he going to support Geo when he's going in? I think that's going to be very interesting to watch, because from my perspective, on the no safe word side, TJ and Yule just still look out of lockstep with each other in this. They can't seem to get it happening. When Yule goes in, TJ seems to be picking up just 3 frags and not supporting him, and vice versa. So if Madness and Geo are very in sync with each other, and there's a great yin-yang. Geo goes in, Madness comes over the top, people off him. Madness goes in, Geo's putting in the damage at mid-range. Then I think that's an area where they can just completely roll No Safe Word. Because No Safe Word had that chemistry for about 10 minutes, I reckon, and then it fell apart when they failed a few last pushes. And that's not a good sign to me. If that chemistry falls apart under pressure, you're done.
Yeah, and that's something you sort of said to me in the pregame, and that's a very sort of good point that I want to bring up. You were saying that Jasmine almost in that upper page playoff adopted a style of it works until it doesn't, and it was working on Snakewater. They were just allowed to sort of bully no safe word for lack of a better term. But then they got the Reckoner blues, I'm going to call it. We spoke to Elmo after the match, and Elmo absolutely loads Reckoner, as do a fair chunk of Jasmine from what I've gathered. But you started seeing it not work there, and it was panic stations. And on a best of 5 like that, do you reckon that no safe would have the tools to really start accepting it when it doesn't work?
If they do, I haven't seen them, to be blunt. I mean, look, there's always something valuable about, like, aggressive soldier play and aggressive soldier play from the combo. I think even though perhaps he might not be as sharp now, we saw seasons and seasons of Rando, by being very aggressive and by initiating off the pocket, sticking it to a fundamentally more sound team in Freyatek, all those seasons with Elevate / Ascent / whatever the hell the name of the team was he was playing with. And that really worked to a point, but there's a limit on that bait your soldiers kind of play. I think there's a limit, and because you're wasting the aggressive potential of Scout. And again, you know, the Clockworks, the Elmos, I think Snowblind at was it I-52. There's a lot you can get done if your Scouts aren't afraid to go in first and create space and create ground. And I think that's particularly valuable for, I suppose, taking apart very defensive play styles, having that mentality of the Scout's going to go in, we're going to spam from behind him, we're going to break open chokes, we're going to break open the 7-ish type playstyle, because that's what Freyatek eventually did to break open 7 at is it called Easy A Land? In the end, they just went stuff it. Let's just all go poke with a Scout leading, spam from behind him, take aggressive fights. I think News has pointed that out as well. Like, you limit your skill. It works until it doesn't if you just rely on aggressive soldiers for initiation, because Scouts are pretty good at initiating too, and they're fast, and they can get through some chokes and some fights and take no damage and see stickies and see sentries and give you that awareness way before a jumping soldier can. And without committing, obviously, you know, ammo, which equals damage.
Yep, you're exactly right. One thing I want to touch on before we go straight to maps is, this is another thing that we sort of covered in the upper page playoff, is the Scout dynamic of no safe word. There's been a bit of a vacuum, or not even a vacuum's probably the exact wrong word. There's been a crowding of Scouts around the heal beam since the departure of Varna from their team. Hertz being much more comfortable with the heal-centric Scout role, whereas TJ plays exclusively on the heal-centric role. I know you watched the match of Right Wing Death Squad against No Safe Word, and Hertz seemed to combat that by playing as little Scout as possible. What do you sort of want to see from those two to succeed, and do you reckon Hertz can get away with playing as much Sniper or as much Spy as he did against Right Wing Death Squad?
I could make whole videos on off-classing. TLDR, no, I don't think he can. And I think to take a step back and look at the bigger picture, like, how do I improve quickly from Scout from game to game? For me, all of the Scouts that have improved a great deal and have really gotten good really quickly and have stayed good and have been elite Scouts of the game, I'd say almost all of them are unafraid to get dirty. They're unafraid to get in. They're unafraid to go, okay, I'm not getting healed, or I might only be getting healed for initiation plays or phase plays. I'm not going to be getting healed the majority of the game. I'm just going to go. I'm going to push limits to what my class is capable with. I think that's a better attitude to take. Or to put it another way, so from what I've seen of Hertz's games, and I have to choose my words carefully because I don't want to like imply anything about his mentality, but it looks from an outside perspective like he still thinks he has a lot of responsibility to protect, to guard. Oh, I'm getting healed. I need to be a useful player. Sometimes you just got to take the clockwork, or for those of you in Australia who are familiar with it, I'm Snowblind at Elmo and I'm really starting to get good and become elite. Sometimes you just got to forward. You just got to go, I'm really good, he's really good. If I hit 2 shots around the corner and I'm buffed, he can't kill me before I kill him. I'm going to kill this guy and just, go around the corner. This is less of a match-specific way to approach the game and more of a general improvement. Pick your timings and just go. And I think that it doesn't, to me, look like either of No Safe Word's Scouts are that comfortable with that mentality. I mean, obviously people have critiques of Vanna's style, but one thing that Vanna did try to do was if the game was ever slowing down, or he thought there was an opportunity to take a fight and nothing was happening, he'd try and force that. He'd tell, and I hope he told his team before, of course. That's a good mentality to have sometimes, and I think that's probably a better way to approach it than just going spy or sniper, because they all work off each other, don't they? If you play sniper, the other team has to hold close to the chokes, and they have to be very, very careful about the angles they poke. If you play spy, you kind of have to do the opposite. So I think just relying on off-class plays cheapens your game a bit. Being very aggressive on scout and mixing that in with off-class plays makes you very dangerous.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone who's ever played against Hertz will even for a second doubt that he doesn't have the mechanical skill to do that. But I think, like you touched on, it is a mindset thing that he needs to sort of take that breath and have faith that TJ is going to hold down the fort on combo side, and he just needs to go, no fear. And like, this is the match to do it, honestly. This is where you got to leave it all out on the field if it was a real sport match, but leave it all out on the server.
The way he plays Soldier, basically. Like,
That's
just
exactly.
go. Just go. Be fearless. And you're right, because like, what's going to happen? You're going to get some bad stats and logs TF. Who cares? Like, you know,
logs was a mistake.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but sometimes you've got to get beaten to get good. You know, I think Zeus said that the CS:GO major winner. Sometimes you just got to play bad strats. You just got to go around the corner. You just got to take duels. You just got to take risks. You've got to lose to win. Sometimes you got to get it wrong before you can get it right. And I think, you know, sometimes no safeword look like they're playing not to lose, even in scrims. That's not what you want. Scrims, who cares about scrims? Gambit lost 2 months of scrims before the major. Who cares? They won the major.
Yeah, and I suppose that's sort of a mindset that I really hope that they're taking into this, because I've got the written down right here in front of me. Week 7, they played Gully and Badlands. No safeword lost, both of them got 3 rounds in 2 maps. Upper page playoff, Snakewater and Reckoner, no safeword lost, both of them got 2 rounds over both maps. Like, they are coming into this as the underdog, and for good reason. There are some very, very scary players on Jasmine that we will touch on in a moment after we do maps, but they need to have no fear in changing something up here, because they know that they're coming into this as a team that, like, people aren't expecting them to win, so just absolutely go for it, I say, and I really hope that they're going to do that, as we will flick over to maps quickly. I don't know if you've got this up in front of you. But yeah, this is a best of 5. We have got the 2 bans, a bit of a reactive ban to the upper page playoff Yukari. Jasmine Tea straight off the bat with the pick ban advantage, banned Reckoner, with no safeword returning serve and banning product, with Jasmine going to be picking map number 1 of Snakewater, no safeword picking process. Badlands being map 3 for Jasmine, Granary being map 4 for no safeword, and a Gully Wash best of 5 decider should it come to that. Anything there that you think is kind of interesting? I think the reactive ban of Reckoner is a bit of a funny one, if nothing else.
I have no doubt. Like, there's probably a Jasmine underground headquarters somewhere in, like, northern Queensland, and I can just see Elmo letting himself in with a key, like, earlier this week, and just banning Reckoner before anyone else can pick or ban it. He's like, nah, not playing that map. I'm done. I got all the headshots in the last series. I'm the star of this team. Reckoner goes, and I wouldn't blame him at all. And no, they looked beatable on that map. So stuff it, get it out of the way, play something else. You know, sometimes you don't want to be too complicated with your pick ban. Just get rid of what you don't like and go and stomp the other team with what you like. And so was that a Gully decider?
Gully Wash being the 5th map, yeah.
It's an interesting one. From what I remember, Yule had very, very good games on Demo Man versus Jasmine teams of various forms over the years, and I think he knows how to play that map very well. And from what I've seen, Enrith is a very scientific gamer. He's very into trying to min-max his game and trying to, I suppose, coordinate closely with Yule. So I think that's a good map for them to try and take to the last, I guess.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It'll be interesting to see if he can sort of take that over to Gully Wash and lead from the front. I think it was the Hardys that they were playing against when we casted that one Yukari with Yule on Demo Man, putting out big numbers, and it was just rounds flying back and forth. Map 1 of Snakewater, that was a 6-1 last week. Jasmine took them to win difference, so they'll be looking to start strong, I reckon.
Yeah, that Rocky had some very, very good set plays on that map, and No Safeword adapted reasonably well, but the phase play from No Safeword seemed really out of it, and they just got boxed up, just straight up gameplay, nothing much in that.
Yeah, that's very fair, as I'm not too sure if there was anything else in the way of just, like, straight-up semantics and whatnot that we needed to cover. Was there anything else that you wanted to touch on in terms of pre-game analysis? It's probably worth talking about why Jasmine Tea are coming in as the favourites there. I think we spent a lot of time on what No Safeword needs change up, but Jasmine Tea are a force to be reckoned with, and for good reason.
Well, Jasmine are an established team. They have a good core. They have central leadership. Paulson was the best demo in the world. Was it I-55 or whatever it was? At LAN, he smashed. Paulson smash. Dog
smash.
And on top of the Paulson smash, and of course we have this solid core that knows what they're doing, and they have a set way on how to play the game, and Madness Geo play around each other and have played together for so long. Jono seems to be an exciting medic who's really gelling with the team. And, we talk about it every time, but we have to. Elmo's the best player in Australia. And Elmo is the player that Jasmine have never had at an international LAN. An aggressive scout who straight up doesn't give a damn. If, he dies 25 times a game. He forces opportunities, he creates opportunities. He's not quite the mulching machine Clockwork is, then again, who is, but he has that nice mixture of plus forwarding, savviness, and I suppose just clever utilling that we see in other high impact players like Shocky or Stark, even though we obviously can't directly compare him because he hasn't been to a LAN yet, but he has that impact factor.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's an absolute wrecking ball, and definitely one of the favourites for Premier MVP coming into this season. That award I do actually have right in front of me, but I'm just going to tease you guys with it, and I'm going to drip feed you those awards all night because I enjoy doing mean things like that. But Jono is a player, really, really nice guy. I'm a big fan of Jono, and he's an extremely exciting medic to come into this team. I know that seems like a little bit of an oxymoron saying an exciting medic, but he's very much one of the most talented medics that we've probably ever had in Australia, if you ask me. There's been some ones way up there, but they haven't ever quite been up to the international standard, as we saw when Bonobo especially sort of got shown what's what by the Shades and the Mirrorlands and the Noxes of the world, but there's no shame in that. Locke on the medic matchup is a very, very mechanically gifted gamer. He does not pop for no soldier bomb, and that'll be fun to see him coming up against Rocky, because if Rocky does get the opportunity to go for the Rocky smash, just straight in bomb, and gets the positioning and the overheal, I reckon we could see some fireworks. I'm really, really keen to see that one, as we do have 11 in the server, Yukari, so are there any last thoughts that you wanted to leave our dudes and dudettes in Twitch chat with?
Are we going to see an Elmo versus Geo snipe off? Because I think that Elmo, he kind of got the superior results last time on the sniper class, and maybe Geo's response is, "Who are you to even contest me? I'm bigger than you." He might try and snipe some stuff back. I mean, obviously that seems a bit strange. What, the pocket of the top Prem team sniping? But I mean, it worked for them reasonably well last time, and the guy can clearly snipe. So hey, let's just have a silly just let Geo snipe. He's got to show Elmo who's boss. Maybe, or alternatively, maybe that's the secret to Elmo going insane on sniper. He did say that he wasn't sniping well coming into that series. Maybe Geo needs to snipe first, and then Elmo's like, no, let me show you how it's done, son. Just step aside.
Yep, that's very fair. It'll just be kind of who's sniping up against Hertz will be the interesting one, because I don't think there's any doubt in any of our minds that we'll see some of that sort of stuff from Hertz. But I will throw over to GBJ and Sage now, who will be taking you through this cast. They'll be guiding you through in their loving embrace. Take it over, guys. Have fun.
Finally get to... It's been years.
Hello, everybody. Amazing match. The grand final for ozfortress Season 19. A lot of discussion going on about what's going to happen throughout this match. I'm very excited myself. It's the first time I've been back in a while. So to be able to cast the grand final as my newest match and first one in a while is pretty exciting. on the analysis side of this cast, we have the man himself, Sage. How you going?
I'm going pretty well.
So I've got you here for your insight and your TF2 expertise. Probably the best way to put it if you want to call it that. I want to actually just straight up say one thing we didn't discuss. What are the predictions? Stage, we can go through everyone else.
Well, so obviously, I don't think it's a secret that Jasmine Tea are the favourites coming into it. They've faced off against nsfw twice this season so far, and both have been fairly decent wins. It wasn't it was close, but it wasn't nail-biting close. But one thing to bring in that I think should be interesting is that neither team have warmed up, whether that be because it's an earlier match than normal at 8. I definitely think that could come into play, is that neither team have gotten practice previous coming into it, and I don't know if other team's going to have an advantage over the other in that sense, but I don't know. I definitely can see that at the start, meaning that maybe Jasmine might slip a little bit and have to warm up and get used to the starting maps or anything like that, so I don't know. I'm definitely going to put Jasmine as my favourites coming into it, but I definitely think that nsfw do have a chance, especially because I think they beat them in a couple scrims a week or so ago, so yeah.
So that's his prediction down. I want to say myself that I'm going to go with Jasmine Tea here. Personal favourite of mine. I think they're just the team all around. Just quickly, I want to grab yauch's prediction. I don't believe he said anything. What's your prediction for the winner of this match, yauch?
Well, I'm going to be straight up. Yukari and I touched on it in the pre-game. Jasmine Tea, with their sort of works until it doesn't strategy, it has been working for them on Snakewater. Oh boy, they took them, only took them 25 minutes to take nsfw to a 6-1 win difference victory. So I reckon this map is definitely going to go in the favour of nsfw, but in later maps, that's where we are going to start seeing some nsfw flex, is what I think.
Yeah. So there's another thing is, actually we have 12 on the server, so we should see people going live soon, so we'll get into that very shortly. And yeah, I do reckon that Snakewater was a very smart pick from Jasmine. And the product ban, which was the first nsfw ban's also good as well. Because I'd say that Snakewater is also, as product is, I don't know if it's better, but it's very good for Jasmine. Their scouts can just flaunt their DM ability, and I think it was last season, Geo and Elmo were scouts for nsfw in the grand finals, and it was just a brutal, that was so good. It was just a masterful game. And I do have news that we are live in 90 seconds, so...
Yeah, if you want to drop your predictions in chat as well, now is the time. This is going to be a good game, guys. I hope it is fun.
Yeah, we'll get underway here very soon. As said, Yukari, can I grab your prediction just very quickly here?
It's Snake versus Badlands, right? Jasmine in 3 rounds. The question is, will nsfw be able to get more than 6 rounds off them and top the season's effort? Paulson smash, Elmo frag.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see how that comes into play throughout the series, as we're going to be going live very, very soon here with map 1, starting here on CP_Snakewater. Grand final here, Jasmine Tea versus nsfw. Very important match. The one that will take it all.
Yeah.
Coming into it very, very shortly, bringing it live to you here at TF Live.
I think that the 90-second mark is about to hit in real time, and I don't know, the Snakewater match last game was so good. I'm really interested to see this first mid start as we're getting it ready up. And do you want to take me through this mid?
So on my way, I'm going to be watching Paulson making his merry way to this first mid here. Seems to be making about the same time as Enrith, just coming in through Saw now. We're going to see the first set of opening damage as both demos have reached mid. Team's just catching up now. Initial sticky's not really getting much done. Enrith takes a good chunk, but no significant aggression from either team right now. They're just trying to guess each other out. Just spam going across all over the place. Trying to take some high ground from the side of Jasmine Tea. just jumping around. They've finally made their push onto log, but nothing's really getting done. Elmo's getting a bit deep on the right side there, but he gets pushed back. Hurt's getting aggressive with Yule bombing up top, deals significant damage to Geo, but has nearly hurt himself, and he's down. RKY goes down at the same time. Hurt's bounced back low, has to fall back to his mid, but a lot of players dropping on both sides. It's 2 players down for both sides already, but Jasmine Tea really not having his favourable position, but they do pop their Uber, and the Uber is returned from the side of No Safeword. Be a bit of a scrap going here with this Uber, as actually No Safeword going to be getting out through log here, as Jasmine Tea did get a respawn, so they've managed to capture that mid, and it looks like No Safeword is just going to go all the way back to their ramp for now, try to recoup their losses and see what can be done about this second hold, as Jasmine Tea picking up Soul, but Geo trades in return. Wilson actually going down to some good spam from Enrith. Just Iron Bomber goes straight at him, manages to completely annihilate his health, and he goes down. That's a demo loss for Jasmine Tea.
Yeah, that mid was just lost. Paulson especially was just playing it very well, denying any forward aggression on ground. They waited, they played time, and it worked for them. It's just in the forward push trade, Geo took a fight with the soldier, and then Enrith hit 2 pipe under Paulson and just absolutely mulched him. So good to see. We do have a little bit of ad, but I doubt we're going to see a push from Jasmine Tea, as it's not that much to get enough ground, as Locke's already coming up on his Uber. But we'll see who's the one to make a sack, as Elmo does seem to be... No, okay, I thought he was going window, but we're probably just going to see a hold, some sacks. Whoever makes the first mistake. This is what we saw last week, the week before prior maybe, which was they wait, like both teams, especially at the start of the series, just didn't want to make the first mistakes. They waited for the other team to slip up, and we'll see how patient Jasmine can be, because it does look like they're going to be the first one to move, maybe.
They're just moving down now. Both teams do have Uber. I'll remind the audience there. So anything could happen at any time. We're ready for a push from either team just to see what happens. But as you said, we're waiting for that big first mistake. Jono taking a significant amount of damage. He's taken down to 51 health before finally getting out. But that's going to push the rest of Jasmine Tea onto middle. Elmo just get out of saw now. So that's going to signify the fallback to mid from Jasmine Tea. And it looks like No Safeword aren't really going to capitalise on it. Not taking any significant ground, as Jasmine Tea are just going to come back in now. Take this yard area, a lot of spam going across. Enrith is taken down really low from Paulson, but Madness goes down, and that's going to actually make them fall back again, triggering the No Safeword push, but they decide to pull back, figure out it's not really that big of an advantage, and take it back to where they know they're safe.
Yeah, No Safeword not really making much move off this. They're starting breaking a sword now, so they're making me a liar, but it doesn't seem like, they're backing up. They're kind of just testing. Like I said, they're trying to break grass here, but No Safeword aren't budging. They're not losing any players, not sacking anybody, so it is a little bit awkward, but it looks like they're gonna I don't know. It's just no Safeword not even looking to counter sack when Madness gets killed on grass there, which is interesting to see. It looks like No Safeword are looking to punish only on really aggressive plays. But we do have Elmo on the sniper, and he kills you.
Gets taken down. That did not take long from Elmo. Just instantly, as soon as he got to the front, he managed to make a relatively significant pick, and it looks like Jasmine Tea are going to use that to their advantage, finally triggering their push onto second, although a lot of spam being very effective from the side of No Safeword. Geo's trying to get it, but doesn't get much done because they just adapt around it, but that's going to allow for Jasmine Tea to push up around the flank. No Safeword finally uses the Uber. Jono has a much better Uber in this situation, as his is popped. He's got his 2 players on the point, and No Safeword is just run out, so they're going to fall back. Geo jumps aggressively, gets taken down. Enrith taking down Madness and Geo, and it's just the Jasmine Tea, Medic, and Demo, and Sniper left on the second point. The Sniper picks up a kill. Jono getting a kill as well, actually. They're managing to actually do something with this. Soul is behind, and he takes down Jono in the end, but he's quite low himself. And Rocker's going to be the only one there. Killed himself to catch up with the respawns. That was nearly something they turned that into.
Yeah, it was a really awkward play, and it seems a bit sloppy. They kind of did get lost. There was a bit of lack of communication, maybe. I think this might be coming to the play that the teams haven't really warmed up, and they're not super comfortable right now, so it might take a little bit of time to get into this way of really good coordination plays, but they're starting to break through already onto mid here with their Uber ad, and Elmo's still on the sniper, and they've got Madness and Loss on Engineer, so Elmo's going to try and hopefully get a good pick here onto at least a demo or maybe a medic to hold the aggression from No Safeword.
They're definitely that snipers there. Actually, Locke gets taken down. That's a mid down for no safeword. That was a very unfortunate death there for no safeword. Good kills from Elmo. He's being very effective on that sniper. Arco Y down. Rocky takes down Yule on the flank there. Gets taken down low himself, but Jer's just gonna revitalise that defence and just watch the point. That was such a good kill from him. Just managed to completely shut down that push. Kind of nullified their own NG, but I wouldn't complain about that. So that's going to trigger a Jasmine Tea push onto their own second. Might have to get out here because they're not being all that effective. Geo taken down very low. It eventually dies, but meanwhile Yule and Soul are going down on the flank. Uber is popped from Jono as Elmo's getting chased, gets saved, Hurts goes down, and that means no safewords can be pushed back to their mid.
They did keep their medic up there, and it was, although they do get the second, they do end up losing about 30% disadvantage, and they're going to push try, it looks like. So I'm going to see this aggression already, which I'm interested to see how they work this out, because this ad repush could be pretty brutal if they don't hurry up and just lock no safeword out of this mid.
And it looks like that's what they're going to manage to accomplish, to be honest. Although no safeword coordinating a relatively effective push as they're gaining that high ground, getting a lot of spam in, and the Jasmine Tea just can't keep up locking them in that valley there on this midpoint. Madness goes down. Geo's very low. He's going to have to get out. Jono and Paulson getting out themselves, and no safeword have actually won that from a very disadvantageous position. They should have really been locked out there, but nothing really happened.
The Uber is going to come up for Jono, so they're going to be able to play this second, but yeah, it was a bit awkward again. Almo goes down on the side and the play just doesn't make it working. Geo is making this Uber usable as he's forcing a couple of flashes and they pick up Yule, so they're going to be trying to push into this lobby, but Enrith is doing such a good job denying the area. And Enrith finally goes down to Elmo's aggression on the left, and Paulson's going to jump in and pipe the scout. He's going to absolutely mulch the players, and they're going to try and back up, but Locke goes down to such low health, and he's getting cleaned up by Madness.
Locke goes down, he just gets chased through Saw there. He took a lot of damage at that midpoint. Just a absolute wipe there from Jasmine Tea, but they were pretty systematic. They took them down, they picked them off. They wasn't really a scrappy sort of fight that usually would happen in that sort of situation. But anyway, Hurts has picked up on it now, copying Elmo. He's up on the sniper, just trying to see an aggressive second pusher as Rocky's just getting a little bit too aggressive. Hurts misses a shot, but he's got backup. Hurts the man himself. He's got Yule with Engineer. Just got his sentry level 2. He's got hidden behind the crate. See how Jasmine Tea can adapt to that, because you can't actually really get at that one until you're on the point, and it's a whole other story if they manage to know it's there before they trigger the push. As they're looking like they're getting ready on that right side. 40% Uber on the side of no safeword. As the push is coming, Uber is popped from Jasmine Tea. Goes down almost immediately. Good play from them. Hurts up on the heavies, trying to get something done. Tanks some damage, but doesn't get much accomplished. Meanwhile, Paulson actually goes down. Paulson gets pushed back so low, he can't really do much, and the rest of his team is finally joined on the point, and it's just systematic destruction from the side of Jasmine Tea.
Yeah, the sentry did catch them off guard, but essentially spanned down by Paulson, and then they just played a standard Uber push. We'll see how they play this mid, because Enrith... I want to watch Enrith on this mid, actually, because Enrith has been doing a lot in terms of denial, and we'll see what he can get done.
Alright, so watching this, Paulson's got aggression on the point, just as the rest of his team are coming up to join him now. There we go, double bomb from Geo and Rocky. Rocky going in deep, takes down Locke, goes down himself, but Hurts goes down, and Enrith at the same time. Jasmine Tea being very, very effective here. They've completely locked out the remaining no safeword players, pushing them straight out of this mid, being complete. And it all started with that very effective double bomb. Locke going down. Jono. Oh, that was so unlucky. It would have been an earshot of the century there, but that failed bomb. Not going to get anything done, and just absolute domination from the side of Jasmine Tea there.
Jono mechanically is one of the best medics I think Australia's had to offer, and he's just been showing it so much. Like, he's really hard to kill, even when caught out or in positions where you'd expect him to die instantly. He can stay alive and keep his own for as long as he can to keep his teammates, and to give time for his teammates to work. But Madness goes down to a trap, which is a bit sloppy, because you got to be expecting that stuff. But we'll see what they're doing, because they're still breaking lobby, not backing up or anything.
Well, Soul's up on that heavy, and we've got the engineer as well, so we're going for that double gun. getting ready to defend against this Jasmine Tea push. We could come at any minute now. 75% on no save for an Uber. Just as I say, the Jasmine Tea pop their Uber push in, go straight for that sentry. It's really damaged really quick. They take it down almost instantly. Paulson being very effective there. Bombs are coming in. Enrith and Yule both going down. Rest of no save for players are really hurt. But the Uber is popped and they've got 4 players on the point now. Granted, they're low health, but there's not much the Geo can do, although he's trapped behind. No, he gets spotted by Hurts and isn't going to be able to get much done there, it looks like, as his buddy Madness is going to push in, trying to get something done just in desperation, but as a failed push and a very, very good Uber from the side of no safeword saved that push.
Yeah, definitely. Locke played it well there and got his Uber up, and they just didn't. I think Madness dying early there might have thrown off their push more than you'd think, because although he did get up and did help aid in the end of the fight, him dying early stopped their aggression, and Locke just wouldn't have had the time to get that Uber and re-push into them, so it's a shame he died early, but it is about even, a slight add to no safe word, because they are building, but Elmo's sniper, interestingly enough, again, so we'll see what he can make work.
So they're just going to be back to that similar situation that we saw not that long ago of just these players stalemating around that second point push. Although in this case, we've got Jasmine Tea, the only ones with the point, so they don't really have to be too aggressive. But we do have that Uber push coming from both sides, as Yule actually not looking like he was all that confident in that Uber. He just jumped straight out, and Geo's going in deep with his med. Takes down Soul, but is he going to be able to get anything else done? A lot of damage being dealt. TJ down quite low here. Geo's chasing him. TJ managing to dodge 2 rockets that should have definitely killed him. He takes down Geo. It's just too aggressive. Rocket gets a nice spam rocket onto him to finish him off, but that was very, very unfortunate from the over-aggressive Geo.
Yeah, TJ, Geo maybe...
Elmo's sniper actually on the second point as well.
Yeah, Elmo just playing window. The sniper actually is pretty decent here. Oh, it's counter-sniping, yeah. So, it was a bit awkward there, Geo. I would have seen a lot more aggression from Jasmine, but TJ, like, I don't know if it was a Geo beef for TJ God, but TJ staying alive and killing Geo there's an unfortunate thing, but Hertz is trying to peek and almost not having anything of it. So he's just taking a buff and then he's going to slow peek the angle, and one sniper dying here could open up a lot of room for a counterplay, so we'll see.
Hold on a second. What do we see here? What's Geo doing? What's he doing? He's actually going for the full spy play. He's all the way back at, I say for a second now, he's hopefully going to try and get something done. If he stabs Hurts, I think that'd be a pretty entertaining thing to see. Though, he's running around. Really doesn't want to get spotted. Hurts going down to Elmo. I think we all saw that one coming. Geo, here he goes, going invisible. He's moving under. Even Ubers, let's see if he gets something done.
I think he still disguises as a friendly scout. What? He disguises an enemy scout. Oh my god, Locke doesn't see him.
No way. Unfortunate. Turns around at the perfect time and spots him out. Maybe scout spy, not the best option there. No, he's a spy. Whether he decides to switch off or not, it's going to be wait to be seen. TJ gets taken down. Just trying to maybe go for some sort of sack. There's sniping going on, however. So Elmo takes down Hurts again. Yeah, probably shouldn't happen. Get taken down twice by the same sniper, but whatever. It makes Elmo happy.
And they're going to Uber in, alright. They're going to take this Hurts down as a movement strategy, and Soul goes down as well early in the super. They do have a better Uber on the side of no safe word, but they've got 2 players down and they haven't gotten a trade out of it yet. Geo finally goes down, but Paulson's stuck behind getting a lot of spam. Elmo domes Hurts on his spawn. Enrith kills Elmo and Paulson. It's a 3v2, but the health for no safe word's abysmal, and Soul's just gonna... no. What? Oh, okay. So I'm an idiot, don't worry. Ignore me. I thought I saw somebody kill themselves, but apparently they got killed by a scout before it could happen.
That was just plenty of damage, and yeah, just plenty of damage. They managed to get a lot of damage out quickly and then finish off the kills on that last push, and it was just very ineffective from no safe word. They just got hit too many times. So back to this typical mid. Paulson getting aggressive from the start, as always. Takes a little bit of damage from a flanking Soul. I don't think they've even considered him in this. No, he's been spotted out by Elmo way too early. Rocky going down to TJ. Enrith goes down quite low. Geo tries to get aggressive, but doesn't get anything done. Soul's still behind. Meanwhile, Hurt's taking out Elmo. He's got a position on Jono. Hits him twice, 3 times. There we go. He's down. Soul going down in return, but Madness is going to get picked up for that. Paulson going down at the exact same time. It's just Geo stuck in sore, rest of no safeword who aren't capping the point, trying to desperately pick him off, but he got out. He's away and he's happy as no safeword going to take that first mid. We'll see what they can do to take this last as Jasmine Tea have already got the sentry gun up and Elmo on sniper.
Yeah, Sniper on bats here, and they haven't plotted out as they're moving in. He could get a lot done. He's watching the grass side, and he hasn't got a comm, but they haven't moved into Saw yet. Looks like the soldier's maybe showing a window and might be able to get a comm on him. But the Sniper has been a really good game-changing play for the Jasmine Tea side so far. Elmo doing a lot of work. I'm going to see a photograph for a soldier who gets onto the point, and they're going to be taking second without a lot of contention. Gio goes in for a sack, but he doesn't get anything. And yeah, Elmo
Gio's going to go down there.
Might be getting
down. Elmo's still on the sniper as well. I want to see him be more effective as the Ubers come in. He's not going to be able to do much against that, so he's just going to come back to spawn, get it on his normal class as the Jasmine Tea Uber is just going to completely nullify the push of No Safeword. You're going down to the Elmo heavy as No Safeword being extremely ineffective with that push there, and they've come out all the worse for it. They're going to be on their second point. I'm just going to see Jasmine Tea trying to contest the second point. Soul, very hurt, isn't going to get picked off, however. Geo going down below to Hertz, and Hertz is going to push all the way through. He's going to take on Rocky to take this last point, but Elmo's going to catch him on the flank. Meanwhile, Soul goes down to Madness. Madness trading in return. Elmo's up top, fighting. He's probably going to get taken down as he does, and Paulson managing to pick up TJ. Just a lot of flank players, not a lot of players turning around on this second.
Yeah.
So we're just watching them on second now. Geo's up on sniper, and just not much else really to say about what's going on right now. 80% Uber to Lock on the team in No Safeword, and 75% to Jono on the side of Jasmine Tea. Do have Hertz up on that counter sniper, so instead of Elmo versus Hertz, it's now Geo versus Hertz. So let's see if he can pull something together, actually win some sort of counter sniping.
Yeah, almost
now playing sniper, so that ruins the whole dichotomy of it. We'll just see that rivalry come back to life. Elmo fully overhealed, Hertz just losing his now. So we'll see who can make this opening pick, as Yule might be the first victim of Elmo. She's changed his position. He's gonna see if he can pick someone up on the flanks, maybe an aggressive for his scout. For now, not a lot could be done. Players rotating position, seeing who makes that mistake, seeing who decides, I'm bored, I want to attack. As Hertz just might be the man to do that, pushes straight up into lobby by himself. Oh, he's going for a flank play, trying to pick up Rocky. No, Rocky just jiggle picking, he can't pick his head up in time. He's trying to change position, I think he hit him, but wasn't what he was looking for in terms of damage and possibly a death.
Yeah, Rocky, Hertz is still on the left. Hertz is still on the left, I think he's trying to get... Oh no, he's moved back. I thought he was trying to get Rocky when he re-picked, but it looks like he's moved back to try and get a combo pick on the side of lobby, and he's actually got a pretty good angle because the aggression is going to really stop any forward aggression spamming. And Elmo's going to walk straight into his crosshair, but Hertz misses the shot still.
There we go. Demo pick from Elmo. Hertz.
He misses both.
That's very unfortunate from Hertz. Not seeing the performance that we're normally used to. 2 free shots on, or 3 free shots technically if you count the one that he had on Elmo, but he's missing everything today. It would have been such a significant pick and would have made for a pretty entertaining result if he had managed to pick up Jono with his full Uber. As both teams still on full Uber, but Jasmine Tea has reclaimed their own second as No Safer just holding on to mid now. A lot of aggression in Saw, and No Safer not going to be able to contest that as the Uber is used from the side of Jasmine Tea. No Safer just popping theirs off now. On the whole, Jasmine Tea just not really going for that aggressive of a push, but No Safer are not agreeing with that. Just taking control of Saw now, seeing if they can maybe get something done from that position. Maybe turn this back into a second hold that they had before. Paulson's down for now, so there's no demo, so I think that No Safer are going to capitalise on that. Rocky going down, but you're going down in return. Jono's going to push back into the lobby to regather with his teammates. Soul's on the flank right now, but he doesn't have significant enough position on Jono because he does have way too many teammates with him. He gets taken down. Well, actually, Madness, yeah, on the flank just takes down Lock. That's a mid down for No Safer, and Soul just walks straight behind. Who needs a mid pick when you have someone to just walk right behind?
Yeah, they're going Madness went straight behind under and got straight into the back of Lock, but the lack of players just being Paulson and John, they got to walk under for free and just get that cap, and there's nothing they could really do about it. I'm interested to see how they approach this mid, because so far it's been kind of the same strategies that haven't really been working out of no safeword, but they did clinch the last mid, so we'll see if they try the same stuff.
So not too much aggression, as we've seen, just waiting for that to catch. Also, usually the more aggressive one of the two, but actually Rocky getting a nice pick onto Sarah. I have no idea what happened with that situation. It's just the bombs coming in now. Rocky's going straight in onto Lock and he takes him down. TJ taking him down, but that's a mid down for no safeword. Jono's going to survive. He's going to have his 87 Uber. Meanwhile, Lock, he's going to have to recoup that entire loss, and Soul's already moved on to Inji.
Yeah, they're careful the traps because then it survives, so they're going to probably break this second and see what they can do on last with this full Uber, and she's going to have a level 3 up as Soul, very comfortable engineer role, but Hurt's up on Sniper again, so see if he can get something done, because Hurt's Sniper hasn't been very effective so far, I'll be honest. There's not been many results that I can think of at the very least that have had any effect, or he's playing under though, so that's actually a good thing, because they might be a bit awkward pushing in there, but he's going to get forwarded back by Geo on the side, so looks like they might be trying to pick right again, because that Uber has been really effective, but this time it seems like no safeword are ready for it, as the sentry's on the left, and they're kind of, oh no, they're shifting their hold a bit.
So Hurt's still on that Sniper. They have an Uber and a Heavy and a Sentry to deal with as they pop their Uber and go straight in onto the point, but Madness just goes down. Rocky's going to have to try and jump out with the rest of his team. He gets taken down, so that was an extremely ineffective use of the Uber from the side of Jasmine Tea. They had a huge Uber advantage, but it's completely nullified now as Lock's now going to have his very own massive Uber advantage. Just about to get to his Uber now. Meanwhile, Jasmine Tea only at 50. Hurts gets taken down on the second. You're sticking around, so is TJ and Enrith. I don't know if Lock's going to be so eager to join them as Geo just cleans him up.
They completely messed up their first hold. You all got super aggressive. They're just gonna have to use this Uber to completely delay spawns for the side, but they're trying to get a forward on it, maybe kill a soldier, but they're not gonna be able to get anything out of it. Paulson actually very forward, might get cleaned up by scout aggression. Survives, but Geo's gonna be the one who ends up dying, and Paulson's gonna take the Uber through on left side. Scouts are going down to very low health, and Soldier almost dies, but he is caught behind, and they're gonna probably deal with him and maybe see a reaggress. No, they're just gonna get back and hold.
And that no safeword, going to have to push onto the second situation. Jasmine Tea are going to be the ones defending. No significant off classes for the stalemate right now. It's just on 50% Uber, around that, maybe 10% advantage going away. No safeword as they are building their Uber. So Jasmine Tea looking like they just going to get ready for the push. I don't think they're going to be the ones to push Ocean, but that being said, like I said, no off classes, especially no snipers, which I'm surprised by in the situation. But here we go, they're pushed into the lobby, they have the Uber, they're just going to go straight in for it. Going right onto Enrith, he's so low, he finally gets taken down. No picks going the way of no safeword so far, apart from Rocky getting a bit too aggressive on the Soul. Loses that DM fight. Meanwhile, Jasmine Tea have just changed their position. They've completely juked the side of no safeword, trying to get an advantageous position, but Harris is just going to get straight up onto Paulson's side. Almo and Madness are going to go down at the same time, and Jono's going to get picked off at the end of that failed push there from the side of Jasmine Tea.
Rocky's in forward spawn as Sniper, which is an interesting play, running the Machina as well. We're just going to be holding in the door, waiting for them to walk on the point, and hopefully get a body shot into the medic. It's the best they can hope for. Or maybe a demo pick or anything to open up a repush or just a better second hold, as it's a bit awkward right now. But he has no vision on the point, so he's going to have to completely blind pick this, and Enrith has gotten this stickied up, so he's probably not going to get anything done, he's going to backspawn.
And nothing much going to happen with his sniper play, unfortunately. Everyone knows me, I love me a good sniper play, but that play was not the play I was looking for. So Lock just going to get his Uber now for the side of no safeword at 100%. He's just hit it. Jono hitting 60% as we speak, and they're going to be holding onto their own lobby here as no safeword's aggressed onto their second. Ready for that last defense. Already got Geo up on Engineer. Almo's up on Sniper, but he's not going to get much done as the Uber's coming in. Jono gets taken down almost immediately. Goes down as well. Madness aggressing onto the point, trying to stop an aggressive TJ. TJ doesn't have the support he needed on point there, so he got taken down. You're bombing him with the rest of his team, trying to take down Almo. They deal a lot of damage and they just pick it up. Soul nearly gets taken down, and Rocky, the last minute pyro play, trying to get something done, but is not successful in his attempt. That brings it to 2-2 here on the first map of this grand final.
Yeah, it's a lot closer than I would have hoped, than I would have thought, rather, because no safe would have been clinching this, because it seems that pushes and holds have been a bit awkward from Jasmine and Johnny going down really awkward, but so far in this mid, it's another standard mid so far. Nothing on the left for the aggression Jasmine players have all stacked to one side, which is interesting. Rocky's gonna get down deep.
Well, Rocky taken down pretty much instantly on his bomb. Hertz gets taken down, but nonetheless a loss for both sides. Although the aggression is going to come out, Geo and Yor trading. Madness goes down on that aggression though, but no safeword. Looks like they're going to try and take this mid from their player, well, positional advantage, I mean, as TJ gets taken down. Enrith gets taken down by, quite low by quite a lot of effective spam from Jasmine Tea there, and this is going to completely force him out. That positioning just won Jasmine Tea that push, even though in the beginning of that second fight at least, they were down one player compared to the side of no safeword.
Paulson is so good. Paulson is so good at that. Like, so he was in a 4v3, and he started backing up slowly, but he made it into a situation where he'd try and bait the scout, because he knew as soon as that scout went down that he could back up and with his spam. When the scout went down, he just walked forward and was playing that really well, making sure, trying to play off the scout, and he did it so well that his team just won the mid when they really shouldn't have. Like, the disadvantages for Jasmine really outweighed the advantages, but Paulson taking heals made it work. Rocky's gonna get deep onto lock, he doesn't get the force, but he gets a really good rocket.
So here we are, 100% overs on both sides. Safeword get really aggressive into their own saw. Jasmine Tea waiting back on their mid to see what they're gonna do, see if they make a contest. If they even decide to take their own saw back, because it doesn't look like they're going to want to. Just coming up now, Hertz.
Spy.
Hertz Spy.
Hertz is such, like, he does this like every time we've casted him. He plays these off classes, and you just, I don't know, it's a decent thing to break the stalemate, but I feel like you barely ever see sacks. They just go back and Hertz off classes, but I think they bumped a Spy because he's been spy checked, at least by Madness. Oh, no, he gets called out, but he still drops Jono, so I'm wrong, he hasn't been called out. And
Jono, do you expect anything else from a Hertz Spy play? I mean, anytime Hertz plays Spy in any game, he's managed to make something crazy happen, and that's what we all expected to see from Hertz on Spy. Such a good play from him. He seems to be the only one that can just always get those drops. Even when he is called out, like you said, he still wasn't taken down. Anyway, Madness here, changing to NG and Sniper, as it looks like they want to hold back on this last? What is going on here?
He's just playing back because they're playing to back up here. They know they have the disadvantage. They're trying to get us to TV, so like if the forward hold fails, they can fall back to something. And the sentry is a good play. So it looks like they're trying to break the grass already with this advantage, but Yule gets absolutely destroyed by Paulson. And the sniper is also doing a lot of work, because he's absolutely mulching the health for the no safeword players, and he's going to have to back them up. They might lose this ad.
Well, there's only 1 minute 13 left for either side to win a round, unless we want to go to Golden Cap here. Elmo's still on that sniper, like you said, being very effective, taking down the health, maybe not getting the picks that are needed for a push, but he's definitely doing something to delay it. Uber's just going to make it to even now. I'm going to see if a push is going to occur here. There's no safer, looking like they finally want to get aggressive into Saw here as they're positioning their players. Yule's going in, just as his mid's going to catch up with him now, hopefully going to catch him, but he gets taken out instantly by that forward level 3 sentry. He just completely slams him against the wall, going down to Hertz. That was, I don't think that was a very expected play by Madness there, as the Ubers are now popped off. Enrith going straight onto that sentry. They knew where it was. Hertz going to take down Rocky on the point there. Meanwhile, Elmo taking down Hertz. Great shot from him. Geo and Jono, the only ones that are going to be fighting on this point right now. Taking down TJ and Enrith. They actually just, Madness himself took down Stolt on the point, so they're going to manage to defend this point and maybe even aggress mid. If anything, maybe take down mid. But either way, yeah, we've got 5 seconds left, so that looks like we're going to Golden Cat, and in celebration of that, we're going to throw you straight back to Yukari and yauch.
All right, dude. We will have a little bit of time in the downtime before we do go to this golden cap. But Yukari, I know you want to have a spiel, and I'm going to open it with a question: who is this team, and what have they done with Jasmine?
I don't know. I think if Elmo wasn't playing this, if Jasmine would have lost. Elmo activated the first couple of rounds they got. His sniping was quite important. Too much to discuss. Might leave it until after Golden Cap, but I'm just going to say Paulson had an incredibly hard game. I don't think he played badly or anything, but I guarantee you he's taken a bucket load more damage than anyone on the server. He didn't have soldiers or scouts staying alive, playing in front of him, shielding him. I think he took a massive amount of damage and had very little room to actually meaningfully contribute to a lot of fights. He got a lot of damage, but it wasn't I just one-ushed the push. And I think whereas Yule had a lot of misplayers and died a lot, Enrith had a lot of freedom and probably took a lot less damage, and Jasmine need to fix that real quick, because we only saw Paulson flex in those clutch situations, sticking down and killing somebody in a solo hold, something like that.
Yep, as we will bring up the logs on stream, let me know when they're up, Wiethoofd, and we will go away. I've just got to join the group and we'll have a quick sticky beak. Ooh. Yep, okay, as we have 90 seconds, I'm going to go fast. Sort by damage, Enrith, 326 DPM, definitely been the best player in the server, I would argue. He's had a really, really strong showing on this first map. Paulson just below him on that 322 DPM. Elmo really showing up. And then, I don't know, down here we've got the flank of Jasmine Tea just sort of, I don't know, they're both, damn near positive KD, but they're not putting up a lot of damage. I don't think there's really much more you can read into here, and it looks pretty damn even. As we'll be going back to the game, do you want to, before we go back to our casters, Yukari, do you want to say anything? I almost want to...
That Paulson damage taken stat is way too high. I don't know what they have to change. My first thought would be GS staying alive and staying in front of him, but that's not good. You can't get stuff done as demo when you're taking 300 damage per minute like that. That's so hard to play the game.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And I kind of want to, good friend of mine, but I kind of want to call out Geo there in the sense that he's been, pushing half flanks a little bit, and sometimes it's his fault, sometimes it's not, but he's really, really getting put out on an island, and that in turn puts Paulson on an island.
So here we go, back onto the game itself. Going onto this golden cap. I'm going to take Saul for this first map. We're going to see what team can make it. Put 1 point at board. Round off this first map of this grand final for us. On the way to mid, I will be watching Geo himself, seeing what he can get done. A little bit of criticism coming out from yauch there, from the analysis panel. So see if he can maybe play somewhat differently. Maybe he'll realise something's going wrong as well. As Rocky goes in for a deep bomb, gets taken down almost immediately. Significant damage onto Enrith, but actually Geo taking down Hertz and Enrith at the exact same time, pretty much. Very effective from him as he goes in for that deep bomb alongside the rest of the players. Gets taken down. Geo's going to manage to pick up TJ, and he's going to manage to pick up TJ in return though. So that's 3 players left on the side of no safeword. And Jasmine Tea going to take this mid.
Yeah, overall that was really good mid. Jared taking the top left side, got a lot done early and got Hertz and Enrith down to low health and just separated heals. And overall it just let them walk through the mid completely uncontested. It's coming up spy. Again, dude, this is...
Oh, here we go. You're gonna see it again? Surely not. We do have Elmo on Sniper as well, something to consider. As we want to see him get something done. Oh!
What? I think something's gonna be... So, Hertz, I'm gonna watch Hertz on this thing, because he's on very low health. Seen. He's been spotted, apparently. I'm hearing...
Geo rocket jumped into him.
What?
That's pretty funny.
Alright, so he's behind, and it's a spy, once you've been spotted, it's very hard for you to do something. Oh, but Elmo dies to a sticky trap, so he's almost seems to just be baiting somebody back.
He's been well and truly spotted, but I don't know. He's still get something done. Is he going? There's no way he's going. Oh, he is.
Elmo. Oh, he's
ready for it.
He's got this SMG out. He's ready.
He's really serious about catching the spy.
Hertz is trying to catch up to him, but Hertz is so far behind, and I don't know, if I was in Elmo's position, I would have come up scout, say, they have a spy, like, we should just push. Like, they're a player down, he can't do anything. But he's like, actually getting very close into grass, and he's still invisible on just standing on the box. And Jasmine are not gonna, just waiting for him to show himself. And he's been seen, he's trying to jump onto Jono with the Electron chain. He gets cleaned up by Madness. So we're gonna see.
That was a lot of time wasted there by Hertz, but it was entertaining to watch nonetheless. So we're just going to see the side of Jasmine Tea pushing up through the lobby. The right side, Jerry gets taken down by some pretty effective spam. Meanwhile, Gil's pushing downstairs, going to get in a little bit of a... hopefully all players are going to get out there. Elmo's still up on Sniper. He's going to try to get something done as No Safer getting aggressive on their lobby now. You're going for a bomb. Gets taken down. A little bit too aggressive there. Maybe didn't really assume properly on what was going to be there. You still have a defense here from No Safer. The sentry gun's still there, but surely Jasmine Tea know about that at this point. And still Elmo up on Sniper, so we'll see if he can finally get something done. Open up this last for the side of Jasmine Tea. Fighting's going on, spam going either way, but not much going on right now.
Yeah, we're gonna see like them probably just try and give room for Elmo, because he's gonna be picking the right side. Maybe try and kill Hertz, who's standing on Sniper on the far right. But opening his door could be a bit of trouble, because Hertz is playing in the door. He's seeing, like, there's a small crack so you can see through the glass on the spawn side. That's completely sided to red. Like, Elmo can't see through those, but Hertz can see everything.
So we're just waiting for the stalemate, waiting for that player to step up. As I've said before, Elmo is finally going to come up. Hopefully he's going to get a significant angle, get something done. He's aiming at someone. Just waiting for that perfect person to cross through. It could be Hertz, it could be Soul.
He might change
position. Oh no, too aggro, gets taken down, gets spotted out. Nothing done by him. Fred getting a little bit aggressive on this lobby now. Yule, he's up there, he's ready to go. He gets caught out by Rocky, but he's got a trade for Rocky, unfortunately. Bounces straight into his face, and both players take damage from their own rockets. It's down instantly.
Hertz body shots Paulson, and Paulson just jumped out on after a crossbow, so Hertz gonna aggro pick, and they gotta be ready to play against this, because he's getting very bored. He could hit Jono here, he misses his shot and gets cleaned up. Hertz missing, and it's been a thing with Enrith and TJ just clean up people on the board. These trades are coming out. Put the advantage. Now it's just a soldier NG versus an Uber push into last, and Paulson when he bounced around, Elmo has nothing to do with it.
There's no way. Elmo just took down 2 players for this last push. We waited so long. He was on Sniper for such a long time, and it was clearly worth it. Although they're not going to be able to get a push out of that. Not significant enough, but extremely good plays there from Elmo. We waited for it, and it was definitely worth it. That was absolutely insane from Elmo.
Yeah, so the Sniper, so we're probably going to see aggression. He looks like he's going to play top right while they're going to push under, which is a good play, but Yule's going to call it out early if he takes this peek, and yeah, you just need to work off this, work straight away. The sentry's actually not deployed right now, it's still going up, so if they walk in right now, they could be in a good place. They Uber early and they start spamming out the sentry, it's going to go down very early, and this Uber charge, oh my god, the cap is almost already completed, the damage is there, but scouts are going to go down for the side of Jasmine. They're getting return frags. Both Soldier, well, Heavy Demo and Soldier have just gone down, and it's a trade for a Soldier. Hertz goes down as well, and it's just Soul and Lock, and
Madness.
they're going to win. That's Gold
Madness
Cat's first map.
Madness and Elmo just completely shut that last push down. So it was the end of the first map there, going away at Jasmine Tea with that golden cap. Going to pass it straight over to the analysis desk. Take it away, yauch.
Dude's aim's fucked. Goodness my graciouses. Yep, we will have logs up in a moment there for that golden cap, but that was absolutely absurd. I mean, we saw it on last Snakewater. That was, I suppose, more of a commanding performance from Jasmine there, just off the back of a good mid-win, but a little bit of a lucky mid-win too. But if you give Elmo enough time, he is going to make things like that happen. That was absolutely absurd play by him. But Yukari, I know you have a bone to pick with Jasmine during their regular play there, and this is meant to be their best map.
Oh, wow, I almost want to make a separate video to break down what I didn't like. So, I think the big issue with that map for Snakewater is Paulson did not get activated. He did a lot of damage, but he also took a lot of damage. So why let's write an instructional guide. Why is my team's demo man taking 330 damage per minute on a map where he should be killing everything? You hit on a little bit of it. I think that Geo was almost playing an off combo role and dying quite a bit where he didn't need to, maybe taking fights he didn't have to. But I think the other half of that was, in this map, we saw Madness get, I think, more aggressive than he usually does. And getting aggressive is not a bad thing for your scout playing with a combo. But it really didn't look like Madness was comfortable at any stage of regular time or overtime playing that aggressive role. He had a lot of deaths. He didn't put out damage, and I think something that you indicated while we were watching those games was he died at really poor times. He would die when Geo was forward and committing, or where Paulson was in a position to do damage, and he would die to stickies or die to spam. Now, obviously, nobody wants to be dying on an even push or an advantage push, but as a scout, to be dying when you have your team's players aggressive committing in front of you, that really does your team in, because then all of a sudden your demo is open to bombers that go around the Uber. Like, it's quite easy, for example, and I think Sol and Yul both had a reasonably high success rate in this game, putting pressure or spam or bombs or attacks on the behind part of the Jasmine combo, like behind Geo, and that's what happens when you get fragged as your scout playing with the med. Yeah, Jasmine's combo looked like a bit of a mess this game. Dying at weird times, being dead often, forcing Paulson to tank a massive amount of heals. And I think, yeah, it was that Elmo factor that got them out of it. I mean, there are a few things that they can adjust. One I'd really like to see is just more aggressive Rocky Bombs to take pressure off the combo, but we'll have to see what they come up with on the next map.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Honest to goodness, I'm really quite flabbergasted by the performance by Jasmine. Elmo turned up in the way that I think all knew that he would, and I've got him. I sort of have my notes pre-match here, and George can attest to this. I did show him that one of the strengths I've written down for Jasmine rather is Elmo written in just very big blocky letters. He's turned up, but we're going to need to see a much more cohesive and convincing performance from the side of the Jasmine combo if they're going to be looking like anything, and Enrith has been really showing up. Enrith, I don't know, probably having a little bit more of an impact that map, even though he got very similar damage to Paulson. Paulson not quite playing at the level of Paulson that we're used to, but Enrith really showing his massive improvement, and that is why they actually tied for the winner of the best demo man for this season. Fun fact, guys, and a bit of a snippet for you guys in the chat. But yeah, cool to see to see Enrith turning up, and this is a no safe word map pick. So, and this is one that really sort of is a very demo man centric map, Yukari, I'd say.
I don't know if I'd say that Enrith was the better player. I think he got room to do stuff.
He was allowed more opportunities to get stuff done, I'd say.
But I think when it came down to those really important critical holds, I think Paulson was higher impact there. And that's kind of the only place where Paulson could flex his muscles this game. I have been a critic of Madness's play under pressure for a long while, and it hasn't won me some friends in the Australian TFT community, but screw you, I was right. No, but on a serious note, if we go back to the Ego versus Jasmine matchups, or when Jasmine was still a team under Brutalix, I pointed this out, that Madness is a player where he's like a supportive type player, I guess. I don't see him as a superstar for this team, because when Jasmine are really under pressure, when their backs are to the wall, who is going to give you some standout performance where they go beyond the role and what's expected of them? And every time I see Madness come under pressure, so in the case of the Ego, Yuki or Nami was aggressively forward dueling him. In this case, where Yul was playing quite aggressively, and Enrith was, I think, focusing quite a bit of attention on Madness and focusing really hard on the combo, Madness just, he struggles, and that's not going to cut it against international level competition. And I would go so far as to say, fight me if you don't like it, but that's where he struggled, against international competition. Madness has had this problem in his play for a while, and he hasn't stood up, and he didn't stand up here. I mean, I think there are lots of issues across Jasmine, but that's one that keeps sticking out for me. I've seen Geo stick it to the top players. I've seen Paulson stick it to the top players. Haven't seen Madness do it. under those conditions where he's getting pressured.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and I think the people who were sort of there at the top level lands would have picked that out. I know Madness was really motivated coming into this season to sort of work at some of the stuff that has been sort of plaguing his playstyle for a little while, and having Elmo come into the team is definitely something that really would allow him to succeed. I feel, in the sense that he doesn't have that sort of clash in his playstyle and overlap with Yui. We will be live very, very shortly in real time, but just a funny thing that I saw Gio's warming up in pre-game TM as Scout. Do you reckon he's trying to say something? Is that a cry for help, Yukari?
Well, I mean, he wouldn't be the first great Australian pocket that's gone, I really hate playing pocket. Pocket sucks. I want to play Scout now. I mean, that happened to Yuki, so maybe that's the natural transition.
Yeah, you're exactly right, as we are live on map 2 of Process, and so I will throw back to GBJ and Sage.
Alright, here we go on the second map of this ground. Jasmine Tea, of course, taking that first one with their victorious golden cap. No safeword, just starting it out now. Not much aggression on the high ground, but of course that's going to change eventually every single time. Rocky gets taken down quite low on that deep bomb. Elmo's going all the way in onto the on no safeword's combo, but doesn't actually get taken down. He actually picks up hurts. He took no damage, was able to capitalize on his health, and Soul's going to get taken down in return. And no safeword so low in terms of health there. Nearly actually just got taken down by some random spam. So that's actually going to be a pretty decisive mid-win for the side of Jasmine Tea, although Ubers are even, so we'll see what happens here for this second push.
Yeah, I think that we might notice. Oh, I'm gonna hold my tongue for a second. As we are seeing a push, or we might see. We're gonna see who. I reckon who's gonna Uber first is gonna be a huge determination of how this goes, because they're trying to walk through without Ubering. They get in early and they end up pausing lock. And Jerry seems to be soloing these Ubers, and it's a standard thing for Jerry to be doing this, and he's taking it in. They're starting to fade for both sides. It's just faded for no safeword, and Gio might be in a bit of trouble as he's taking a lot of damage caught in here. Paulson saves him by killing Hertz, and then Enrith cleans him up on the backside.
So it's going to be pretty victorious there once again for Jasmine Tea on that push. No safeword, push back all the way to their last. We're going to probably see some off classes for this last defense. Ubers are even, but Jasmine Tea capitalizing on their massive player advantage and nearly capped that point almost straight off the bat. Madness just went straight for it. Paulson went around the side, so he wasn't there to support his teammates. Elmo's going to get some work done, taking down 2 players, but no safeword are going to get those respawns and the health advantage to be able to push that last back out. Actually nearly just won that almost instantly. Badlands just ran straight for that point and only really got forced in pretty late into that push there. So Uber's just going to come up on Jono now, so hopefully we'll see a repush. His lock's only just respawned. They have a sentry, but it'll only probably be level 1 by the time they actually have to deal with it.
Yeah, for sure. The Uber is up, so they're going to see a repush. They should be expecting a sentry. It's processed last, and they're at Uber ad, so should be pushing in right to check it. Yeah, Paulson's early on it, and he's going to spam it out immediately. 2 stickies, and it's gone, and they're going to start moving onto the point. Looks like they're focusing damage onto the heavy, but oh my god. Elmo, and yeah, this is just going in totally in the way of Jasmine Tea. The heavy goes down, and now it's just Enrith and Locke to fight this off, and Locke is going to go down finally, and it's going to be the first round, a lot quicker than Snakewater so far, and Jasmine Tea playing well. I think to consider on this, I was talking to Rocky last night actually, and he said that he's really not comfortable roaming on Process. He says that, in his own words, that Scouts own this map, and he has a lot of trouble doing anything sneaky and getting much done, so we're going to see what they can do on this mid, because he's already aggressive on the right.
He's not really contesting with much apart from Hertz though, but he's going to divert his attention straight to that middle point. High ground's been taken now, 3 players from the side of Jasmine Tea. Rocky going all the way in, and he takes down Locke. Soul and Yule going down in return as well. But Paulson and Rocky down 2 players. They're going to take this mid surely. Hertz gets taken down low enough. Enrith really the only one of any significance. If TJ wouldn't be able to do much against anything right now, they're just going to get ready to hold this last as Jasmine Tea just coming up now. Soul's on that engineer, he's getting his defense ready for this push. 100% over on the side of Jono, 20% from the side of Locke. See how that conspires into a fight. Hertz up on Sniper, watching that choke. He's got a lot of open areas to look at. So hopefully he can finally get something done with his own sniper play other than the spy play. And he does. He takes down Geo with a nice fully charged headshot. His spam's going to be put onto that rollout area, but that was a good play from Hertz. Managed to get something done. Frightened away the side of Jasmine Tea. It's not going to be as simple as a push as maybe they expected with their Uber ad. As Locke's actually just about to get his Uber ad as they finally push through onto second. Rocky taking down Hertz almost immediately, and now Jasmine T pushing onto last. Enrith is Ubered with his mid as well as TJ. Takes down Paulson in that shutter door area. He's going to be aggressing onto second now. Madness has to fall back all the way to rollout. Yauch takes him down eventually as the rest of No Safeword. Jasmine be pushed back through the choke back onto mid. That was a successful repush from the side of No Safeword.
It was overall successful, but the cap coming out is actually really good as it did delay their push, and it's going to allow them to maybe get into mid here, but they're awkward and Rocky goes down, so we might see some players leaving. Jeff doesn't get out, he goes down waiting for a crossbow, and it's already 3 down. It's a disaster, and they're probably going to have to back up. If they get the super, they could hold second, but it doesn't look like they're going to get it as Yule is already forward in this point, trying to lock players out. And Paulson goes down from TJ's aggression. So
TJ's on a 5 kill streak right now, let it be known.
Oh yeah, so we're going to see spawns come out, Paulson on 10 seconds and Elmo on heavy, but they do have the Uber to hold this and maybe get something done. They haven't Ubered yet, but Yule goes down getting too forward, and we might see, yeah, the safeword are backing up. They don't want to risk this. They're in a pretty decent position here, so they're going to back up second and just see what they can get done. And Paulson has spawned.
We do have that Elmo sniper up for this. He pushes out a rollout, so they know he's there. Doesn't connect with anything. Oh, Hurt's up for the counter sniper. Maybe he can get his revenge on that last map. He was killed about 3 times by the Elmo sniper, trying to counter snipe himself. So we'll see. Maybe that'll change because he's already been effective on his first player sniper. So we'll see what he can get done. He was trying to get a pick onto Paulson, possibly Elmo. Just jumped into his crosshair for a second, but wasn't able to connect fast enough with that. He's just going to watch players for now, trying to get that angle. He wants them to pick that wrong spot. Takes a shot, just hits Geo there. It's not going to get too much done. Elmo's watching from that same position, trying to counter him. As Madness has got his sentry up, ready for this last defense. Ubers are even. Yeah, so we're going to have to wait and see. No safer going for this push. It's still watching the same area.
I'm not Hertz kind of watching complete opposites. Hertz was watching just lobby, waiting for somebody to peek, and he's doing it now. He misses the shot on the jet. He's going to pick door 1, which isn't really being watched by anybody. Paulson kind of playing spawn, maybe getting ammo from spamming too much. And okay, Hertz is just watching it. He's not getting too aggressive in order not to feed, but the second somebody peeks, he's going to have a free shot on them, but looks like nobody's really interested in right now, so it's kind of a game of who gets the sniper pick first or who over-aggresses first.
Ooh. It's bounced back by that spam rocket there, as he's not actually going to get anything done.
There's a pause.
There's a pause, yeah, indeed.
So,
pass it back over to Yauch and Yukari, just for a quick bit of analysis. Take it away, guys.
Yep. Alright, I'm going to try and get to the bottom of this here pause thing. Yukari, what have you seen so far? I've seen some more solid combo play in the early stages of this map from Jasmine, which is good signs.
I think this is a good map if you feel like you're a bit disconnected or your combo play isn't quite there, to just slow it down and play a bit safer, and that seems to be what Jasmine are doing. I don't know if there's a huge amount to read into so far. That first round was a nice wipe for them, but Rocky definitely does look a bit lost is the wrong word, but he looks a bit tentative on this map. That last push where he went in a bit too early, he was kind of like, oh, Maroma, my job is to jump, I'm just going to feed. I think it would be nice to see, maybe not just as a way to take the pressure off Madness and Geo on the combo, but also to, I guess, address some of, if you like, Rocky's nervousness. I'd just like to see some really aggressive Rocky bombs, which is Jasmine just go and follow off that. I mean, obviously they can't do that in the last hold, but I just think, the guy can hit rockets, throw him in at the deep end. Don't aim at the med, aim for players. Because right now it seems like a lot of his bombs are like surgical strikes. Jump in, kill med, nah, stuff that. Jump in, do damage, follow up, take fight, I'd like to see some of that. I think that would be a way of getting the game fast again and warming Jasmine up a bit.
Yeah, I completely agree, as we do get the reason, according to Elmo, Paulson's mother needs him, quote-unquote, but it is actually Paulson lag, so make of that what you will. Hopefully he, the big dog himself, is able to get back into the game, because he is a very pivotal part of Jasmine. He is the super-duper star of this team. He is their damage output. One other thing that I've sort of seen is Geo flicking on and off Shoddy. Do you think that'll be that'll have any bearing on the game? Or?
I don't think so. I mean, you can make Shotgun work. It's perfectly viable. Paddy, land champion, Paddy. But I think no matter what he plays, he's just going to need to play a bit tighter and live a bit more.
Yeah, but we have unpaused, so we will go back to our play-by-play casters, guys.
Yeah,
Here we are. Oh,
Yeah,
so
I-
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm watching Elmo right now as the sniper play is probably what we want to see. He gets aggro and he does kill Soul, so that's going to open up a little bit of room for maybe him to peek aggressively or a Roma sack. He's going to get aggro on Bat and try and hit her. He misses. He's just What? What happened? I missed something.
Geo just got
there was an
absolutely
attack shot I
annihilated
missed.
there. Just got completely destroyed. Just bounced high up in the air, and then TJ dealt enough damage for him to die by full damage there. Quite unfortunate from him. Not as effective as what he probably wanted to be.
Yeah, people just around here on the stalemate. They've got it. Spy? Yeah, no, wait, what? Yeah, Soul on Spy, what? So, this is the thing that I think Rocky was talking about it in the semis, that Soul, he's never seen Soul play anything but Soldier or Engineer. And now he's going crazy with a Spy off class, so he's just chilling in, just behind Jasmine, pretty far back, and they think that they've seen him, so... Well, I think, I don't know, it does look like they're spy checking, but I don't know if they're just doing that to check for a spy, or they know that there is a spy, so... But they've gotten a lot of grounded lobby I've seen.
Let's actually see how they go here.
The Uber
The Uber's popped, so he's not going to be able to get much done unless he tries to go for some sort of play while they're all distracted in their own lobby. Rocky getting really aggressive there onto the side of No Safer. It gets taken down. Soul's going to take down the sentry with his revolver. He's still alive. He's just being a pain. They know he's there now, and he's definitely heard that new sentry being built. Elmo's on the hunt for him though. Soul will get something done with this, but I mean, every player has a head on a swivel. He's right next to the mid. Oh, it's absolutely nerve-wracking. I'm surprised though that Hertz isn't playing, given his recent success. So we'll see how what happens with him. Maybe he can pull out the same sort of miracles. Uber's a is to be expected during a stalemate.
Pyro. And another pause. So, Elmo is melting Soul right now, and...
They really don't want to spy around him. They really don't just don't want to have to worry about him. He's just absolutely roasting. I feel sorry for the spy. Just roasted. This could last forever.
So what's happening here is they're looking to put in the lobby with this Uber. Jono only on 60% is going to be a bit of an awkward thing, but Soul going down just as this is happening might maybe like push No Safeword back a little bit. Maybe they won't care, maybe they'll just go with the Uber while they have it. The sentry is level 2 or level 3, I believe, is it?
Level 2.
Level 2 right now, yeah, level 2. So they're probably going to have to focus on the right side, so it's definitely counterplayable. Jono, 70%, if the fight goes on for a long time, he could potentially get the Uber charge and refight, but yeah. This fight, I think it really just depends on if No Safeword are going to keep using this Uber ad. Soul must be coming, yeah, Soul is dead here, so we'll see what they actually end up doing.
I wish Soul got something done with this player for all the pain that he's going through as we speak. Just endless roasting from this Pyro. Well, it doesn't seem like we have any sort of end to this pause anytime soon, so I might just chuck it over to yauch once again.
Hello. Yeah, we do have word that it is still Paulson lagging. I don't know if you saw that, heard that, or said that. That was said. That's not good. As my friend in chat, Banjo Man says, I hope Paul comes back. I hope Paul comes back too, Banjo Man. But, yeah, I don't really know what else to say there. There hasn't been a great deal happening between this pause and the last. Yukari, do you have anything you wanted to add? It looks like the pivotal dispenser is about to die to a rocket.
Well, this isn't the exact moment the game was actually paused, wasn't it? Because the game's at a certain amount of delay. So I'm just going to say Jasmine are probably going to hold here, because being 5v6 and having an Engie and a Pyro up, I think it's going to be hard for no safe word to use the Ribrad, like on process. Other than that, I have no idea.
Yeah, fair enough. Invite level analysis from Yukari. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. So, Gramps, what's your favourite colour?
Oh no. Not yet. We have another
It was
couple
all a
minutes before we go
trick.
into our
He has
favourite
deceived you.
Oh, goodness. Alright, we'll get some Twitch chat involvement here, guys. I want to see who you guys have voted for player of the series so far and what you reckon the score of this map is going to be. Those are the two things I want to see you hit me with. And anyone who... No, I'm not even going to encourage that. But yeah, who's been your player of the series so far and what do you reckon the score is going to be here on Process, guys? I want to see what you have to think as... Yeah, I don't know. We're just going to see Sol continuously just burning to death.
It's gonna be like...
It's a painful job being a spy, to say the least.
Oh, you're not wrong. I
think the best part about it is that the Pyro just looks so happy to be doing it at the same time. He's dancing in the air, like, you know, like the leprechaun dance where you click your heels together.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Elmo letting out all of his frustration against soldiers that bounce him into the air and airshot him. He's like, you can't move now, Sol. This is what it feels like.
Yeah, and
must die.
goodness knows Elmo has a lot of that pent-up frustration. But thankfully, Granary's still 2 maps away, so we won't have to see it just yet. Yeah, I don't know, this bodes badly. I'm getting a little bit worried, guys, if if Paulson isn't able to fix things up and come back, that could prove really, really bad. Could end up seeing Buddha jump in or something like that.
Oh yeah, so still no ETA, that's a real shame. I mean, isn't Paulson also Jasmine's main caller?
Yes, okay, so we're getting word that he's restarting his modem, so fingers crossed, guys. I want to see fingers crossed in the chat, however you managed to type that.
So, did Jasmine pick Granary? Like, was it any way, shape or form Jasmine's decision to get Granary into this map pool?
Goodness, no.
Because I was going to say, that would be absolutely... No, think about it. That would be map veto brilliance. Like, Elmo admits to them that he removed Reckoner so he wouldn't have to play it, and then they pick Granary as 4th, and they go, okay, Elmo, if you don't go God mode and win this in 3 maps, you're going to have to play Granary. And Elmo's just like, oh, for fuck's sakes.
I mean,
definitely
incentive, yeah.
It'd explain why he was like playing as well as he was in Snake, you know. Like, clearly that's the plan. Just, Elmo, do you want to play Granary or not? You better win it for us in 3.
Yeah.
At least... The one good thing about casting Granary with Jasmine is that you get to see Paulson's rollouts. I still maintain that, like, I don't think there's a demo man faster on Granary rollout than Paulson. He's just, like, nutty at it. It's like, this innate, it's just, I don't know, it's just nutty to see how fast he can get to mid.
I don't know,
He even beat Muma.
Oh goodness, that's like beating, I don't know, like Oscar Pistorius without his blades in a running race. Like,
I was going to say, nobody beats Muma. Muma beats Muma.
As the round timer is running down in fake time. Wiethoofd has it muted, he's on top of it, but yeah, I don't know, on the topic of that, I think, Paulson... as far as actual speed goes, I think it's safe to say that he is, like, contested by Katus and Termo, because I just don't think you physically can be any faster than those 3. But, that said, Paulson is just able to do so much with it. Like, that's something that Paulson, I think, really showed at I-58 was at his peak of being able to show that he was just able to put out so much damage onto the crates of... Granary, so that's something we do have to look forward to if we get to a map 4.
That's a thing that's interesting about Paulson is that it does with WA ping. Those who aren't Australian, WA ping's like 70, 60, 70 usually. But he's WA ping with bad WA internet. So
the worst part about
80 to 90 ping at the moment. especially in the recently. I think he moved houses and his net's been really bad, so this is probably the reason for the pause. But he does a lot with considering the ping he has. Same with Rocky, to be honest. Rocky playing 80 ping soldier, like with some high ping players on projectile classes.
Yeah, I hear that TJ guy has bad net too, but as he is the ozfortress player, for those of you who didn't know that. Yeah, Paulson's net did used to be stream-worthy. Some of you guys will remember that. We got the famous clip from the Paulson stream of Brutalix saying that we aren't about to lose to any profanities like, I don't remember, like Rando, I think it was. Like Rando, who had the DM of Sansa. But Yukari will tell you the worst part about WA net is having to live in WA.
That's true. I'd just like to remind you all that Brutalix said they'd never lose to Rando, and then his team then proceeded to lose to Rando. Just going to bring that all up for every Australian.
But that was without Brutalix. Was he going to be the deciding factor, Yukari? Like,
clearly, it was the Brutalix curse. Like, and Brutalix has now cursed Paulson's internet. Like, somewhere he's lying on the floor, you know, recovering from his latest binge. Like, nah, screw Jasmine. You ain't winning this. Paulson, your net dies now.
The Australian four-face curse was only going to be broken when Brutalix attended LAN, and we exiled him from the community.
Yeah, it's a damn shame. I'm not sure how much I meant that when I said it, but yeah, this is hard to kill dead time. I'm not quite at favourite colour stage yet, Yukari, but yeah.
Because we had originally, thought that this dead time would only be going for, 2 or 3 minutes. So now it's like, oh, damn, we could have used this time to do some important analysis or context. Oh, dear.
Well, Yukari, do you want to do some important analysis or context, my friend?
Well, there hasn't really been a tremendous amount to go on.
No, you don't say, so thanks for bringing that up, you friggin' moron.
But, we could at least try and place the teams in the context of the season. Maybe talk a little bit more about the changes.
Yeah, I'd be totally down for that. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think the biggest one is you've been very excited about Jono, and you've said you think this is a big plus for Jasmine, because obviously Jasmine have had that rotating series of medics. So, I guess the big question is, what do you see in Jasmine Jono? Why do you think he's more exciting of a medic for Jasmine's international ambitions, or perhaps compared to Dave or Brutalix or Mike?
I'm going to answer that diplomatically and not honestly, I think. Jono, no, straight up, is a very, very mechanically gifted medic, and I think he's sort of a little bit more just sort of switched on and actively invested in a sense that we definitely didn't see in Mike or Dave. Dave, very, very much he had insane movement, Dave, and very solid mechanics, but I think Jono's just actively more invested in the game. And yeah, he's the sort of dude who will go into pubs and top score as combat medic just for fun. And I think seeing him and seeing his synergy with players like Geo will be really, really exciting going forward. I think he is a big plus to the team, especially, yeah, I don't want to say that he is miles ahead of the other Jasmine medics. Brutalix will always be a big question mark as he didn't go to LAN, and Brutalix's individual play was sort of secondary to his effect on the team, which ended up being negative for the whole combo of Jasmine towards the end of their time, and hence his leaving. But yeah, I think he will be a really exciting player with a lot of sort of the experience that Mike wasn't able to bring to the table, just from having just by merit of not having played the class with the team for quite long enough, and that just sort of a little bit more. I don't know, just a little bit, probably slight mechanical superiority to Dave, honestly. Nothing against the guy, but that's where I see Jono fitting in.
It's probably also worth noting that Jono is coming into Jasmine with an actual higher level of experience medding with teams outside of Jasmine. I think every other med that's ever medded for Jasmine has always been I've either medded teams that were in the bottom half of Prem or weren't even in Prem, and then I kind of came into it was straight in. Dave, I think, medded a team that placed 5th or 4th.
I think it was third, wasn't it?
Oh, was it third?
I think they played third with Home Alone? Maybe?
Did they place 5th?
I thought they placed 5th. That was my assumption. But
yeah,
the point is that Jono's played multiple seasons with other top teams that aren't in any way, shape, or form Jasmine. So he probably has a broader base of experience on which to draw on. I'd also add that he seems to have just played more combat classes, and that can help sometimes. It's kind of like in Dota, you know, a lot of great support players, they play carries in pub because they know what their carries want through that like experience. It seems like Jono has a pretty solid understanding of what his pocket wants or what his scouts want, because he's played a fair bit of those other combat classes and a lot of pickups and ringing for other teams in Prem and so on and so forth. And you know, though, you don't have to do those things to be a great medic, but they help.
Has anyone else noticed that, like, the last 3 medics Jasmine have had have just been players whose names are just names? Like Dave, Mike, and Jono. I just came to like,
What's in a name?
Secret?
What's in a
Is
name?
that the secret
Sage?
to being a good mid?
I don't know. I just came to the conclusion. I'm not, I don't know.
Is your
It could be
real
some
name
Illuminati
Sage?
thing, but...
Is your real name Sage
No,
or
it's
Grant?
Gramps.
Oh yeah, my real name is Gramps.
Yeah, your parents just decided to have a little bit of a giggle when you were born. Ha, let's name this really young kid Gramps. What a laugh that'll be.
Joke's on them. I was born with a beard.
Alright, I've got something. I've got some filler, some real filler, guys. I'm going to announce another couple of awards here. These are the ones that I'm going to tease a little bit longer, but these are the ones that don't have any of the players in here tonight on them. So I want to congratulate the most improved team of ozfortress Premier Season 19, who ended up finishing 3rd place. Congratulations to Right Wing Death Squad and their Roma KPC for getting most improved player in Prem. So well done to them. Definitely some very deserved awards. Can get some clappers in chat. Yeah, definitely. They coming in here with a fair few Asia Fortress players and really showing what it's about. So good on them.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I've got a couple more I can do since we are... I don't know, I'm worried that we're going to have another pause and we're not going to have anything to fill it with, but I think we're already at that dire of a stage. So I also want to congratulate my team. Congratulations, me, for winning Friendliest Team, Xenophobia Phobia, who have won that a fair few times from what I've been told. And also one of the... Thanks, George. But yeah, and also one of the class awards. Congratulations to Sam Dot, aka Sam, for best utility. Anyone who's seen that guy sniping would know that he's utterly terrifying.
That's very true. Last season, I believe he won it as well, if I'm correct. I didn't even snipe that much. It's just his name strikes fear into anybody voting. So it's just.
Yeah, Xenophobia are always going to win Friendliest. How can you not think that a team that is led by a guy called Muppet, who sounds like a happy Grover on Valium, be anything other than the friendliest person in the universe?
Very much overstating this.
Like, friendliest bunch of people around.
Yeah. I mean, not to throw anyone under the bus, but was there ever really an alternative?
Yeah, well, it was like... So, for Sam, right, I think it was Elmo and Rocky who came into interviews either last week or the week before when we were casting Safeword versus Jasmine, actually. I think they said that Sam is probably the best sniper in Australia right now, like, undoubtedly. They were saying that he's just so consistent at getting these picks. And playing with him for a short period of time on Xeno back in Summer Cup days, he was just nuts. Like, he'd come up sniper and meds would die. It was like a character effect. It was nutty.
It was very, very consistent on the point-and-click adventure class.
Paulson.
But, yep, Paulson's back. Guys, get excited in stream chat because we're getting word that he is rejoining now. So, fingers crossed we will be underway here very, very shortly and we won't have to kill any more dead time with awkward, dumb conversations and bashing Western Australians.
Solid's been belting for well over 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's got to be a toasty spy. Nice and warm. There we go. We're back into it. Soul trying to fight back against Elmo, gets taken down almost immediately. No save for an Uber, does it? She gets popped off. Yeah, he's trying to push in. Elmo's straight in on the demo. Significant. She takes down Inra. TJ does nothing to stop it. And TJ's going to get taken down by Manders as well. Elmo actually played very effectively, although Paulson and Manders in one rocket shuts it down. He what?
The back cap. So there was so much chaos after that pause. Basically what happened was I can't say it basically. Everything happened too quickly, and then Elmo went forward and killed Lock on Pyro, and then you're backcapped. So, welcome to TF2.
That was absolutely awesome. He just sat there on the staircase and pretty much one-tapped both of them. That was awesome. Anyway, back onto this mid. 1-1 to either side for the second map. Just a lot of aggression coming out on both sides here. They're just playing for the picks this round, it seems like. Soul going down first, but Rocky and Geo are going to be taken down, and that combined with some inferior positioning on the side of Jasmine Tea is going to make them push out onto their own second here. And just see what's going to happen here. Soul's up on Spy. Elmo's on Pyro.
Yes, HUD's still working there, George.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Tell me when you're back in the server, because I'll retry after you. So, we're getting... They've taken the second, they haven't used their Uber here, but it seems that it's a bit awkward, right? Because pauses completely stop momentum, and it feels like both teams are just a bit uncomfortable. nsfw did get the edge there, but any forward aggression or any momentum they had pushing in is completely gone. It's kind of like a reset. So, it does look like Hertz is going all the way back to spawn, probably to come up Spy or Sniper, which is something we've seen a lot in the series. So, while my co-cast is reconnecting, I will just be trying to get information on what's going on, because I'm trying to get forward, actually playing Sniper right now, getting back to resup, or okay, he's back on Scout. So, players going down on both sides. Do you want to carry this cast for me while I reconnect distributor?
I will do so indeed. Looks like we have Hertz up on Spire. Really? Yo, what happened? I didn't even get to see what happened. I wasn't even here. Oh, it takes it to 1-2 for no safe word. It's so unfortunate.
Is that a Spy back cap? I think I'm still in the server. Yes, that's absolutely. Oh goodness, that's 2 in a row. Yeah.
Okay, this shouldn't be happening, but oh well. That's the second back cap. For no safe word there, JT. Pick up the game maybe just a little bit. So we're here on the third map of fourth mid of this first map here. Aggression going out either way. TJ getting quite aggressive onto that upper ground. Yule's quite low, but he's going to try to go for a flank plays. Contested by Elmo. He tries to pick up that pick because he was low, as I said, but he's not going to get taken down quite yet. Still incredibly low. I wasn't able to recoup that health, but Elmo's going to get aggressive on TJ. Going to take down Hertz at the same time. Elmo's now behind. Now the flanking, the escaping no safer team have something to worry about. Yule's going to take down Paulson with an effective trap, and Geo just jumps straight onto Enos and takes him down. Elmo takes him all the way back to spawn. Doesn't care about any respawners. He just takes down Locke. That was a drop. That was a drop.
So I guess Locke was just, he had his crossbow, which is interesting. So I guess he decided he was just gonna, he didn't have any use for the Uber, so he's just gonna hope Elmo didn't hit his shots, which is a bad bet to make. Drop to the soup, and we're probably going to see this going into last. It's 250, but he's getting pushed by these scouts. Oh my goodness, he does a good job of dodging around the spy and does survive, but we're going to see probably pushing straight away because they're 6 up. They're getting a level 2 up right now, and we're not seeing super aggressive play as they just look like they're planning out their mid. But as I say that, Geo jumps in.
So the Uber's popped off here from the side of from Jono there, as no safer not having a lot of presence on point. They've wrapped around from the side now, and JT not really able to capitalise on that. Yule's going to take down Paulson. That's a demo, and their sentry is still up for this last hold here. Joe's just going to make it out through roller, quite low, but he makes it out nonetheless. So this is going to be holding on to the second point now as the repush is coming out from no safe word from lobby now. Aggression onto the point almost instantly. Geo gets taken down by an aggressive Hertz. Just players going all over the place right now. Ammo takes down Yule, but it doesn't really get much else done in terms of contesting the second hold. There's no safe word to claim it for themselves.
Yeah, definitely. So they're
pushing on to
they're
mid
breaking
now.
through. They're not being contested as the spam is actually pretty lackluster. And they've gotten through without popping or anything. And it's like they're trying to wait for no safe word to slip up and play off that because they're forward on the point with this Uber, but they haven't got anything done yet. They're just kind of exchanging spam on the dummy man. The player both scouts go down so low, and Hertz finally slips up and makes a mistake. Geo hits a really nice rock into Soul and choke, and You're going to be backing up on pretty lackluster health. They're breaking through, Madness forcing the demo man back, which is a good thing since the spam is so bad, and Anarch is going to go down. This surely is going to be a last push, maybe Elmo capping. They're going straight to last.
What I find funny is that Elmo, this is the second time he's been on a 5-kill streak this game, and both times he's been the one capping the points. He's so effective in both terms of slaying and effective in terms of being a team player. Another round as JT just easily close out that cap there. That is 2-2 here on the second map.
Yeah, it was interesting that Locke trying to keep the Uber as long, like, because he had to use the Uber to delay the point, but yet it's dropping his scout trying to delay that long and just unable to block the point. It's going to even up the rounds at 2-2. You can see the mid fight come up. Elmo taking height already early, and Rocky finally getting a pick. Instead of dying on this mid early, Soul gets cleaned up in it. And we're going to see Elmo aggressing so deep, he's pushing players back, and it's going to live. Nobody's really taken the ground that Elmo made really that time. That's a bit awkward. Madness almost winning a fight with Hertz, and he's going to be caught out, it looks like. Near return frag, but Rocky's going to kill Enrith and then die. And the health on no safeword is terrible. Hertz finally dies to Force Crater, and then it's just going to be Locke backing up.
There's been a really consistent theme to so much of these pushes. Like I think we've voted a few times. The health on no safeword's been terrible, and that was just another example. They've been taking a lot of fights and having such weak health. I don't know if that's a problem with the way that the meta's playing, or if it's the way that they're picking fights, or just how effective Jasmine Tea is at spamming, or just general DM. But it's definitely a problem that they'll need to fix if they want to win this series. Because right now we're in a stalemate, but Elmo's up, and Elmo and Hertz are both sniping, ready to break it for either side. Elmo just missing that headshot onto yauch, deals a significant amount of damage, and he's going to get a little bit. Lands a headshot, but he doesn't manage to take anyone down.
Hertz misses the headshot. This Hertz angle's nuts. He's hiding behind the little gap between the ramp on second, and he misses Elmo standing completely still, which is a bit questionable. Maybe he got a shaky hand or something, but it's going to be so hard for Elmo to get a clean peek through that angle that Hertz is holding. It's nutty, that angle. I've never seen it used before. And it looks like he's going to try and get a peek and sewer maybe, but Locke's not in a position for it to really work, it looks like.
Yeah, Locke's playing pretty passive right now. He's quite safe from. He's actually safe from every angle, every possible angle that Elmo would have. So he's gonna have to try and focus on a key player. I mean, Enrith is up on that point. He's got that cover in front of him, but he is jiggling in and out. And Elmo, he has the capability to hit that shot, but he really needs to hit it quite soon if they want anything done. Ubers are even here for the stalemate. We're just waiting for some player to do something. Elmo getting aggressive onto Hertz, but doesn't actually manage to pick him up. I think Hertz might have body shot him down to below 100 health here. He's going to need that overheal before he tries to peek again. We will see Hertz finally counter sniping effectively against Elmo, and we do. Takes him down succinctly from sewer, just pops him in the head. That's what he needed to be doing in the last map and a few situations in this match itself. Now he has full reign over the map, provided he can connect the headshots that he needs to. So maybe going to get a little bit more aggressive onto that choke. He doesn't have to worry about getting counter-sniped right now as Elmo's back up on Sniper. Maybe he'll be there fast enough to put the fear back inside Hertz, as he hasn't actually capitalised that much on this Sniper advantage that he has.
I don't know if there's a miscommunication there.
Shut down Paulson.
It was really strange. Paulson got forward and it looked like there was a confusion, like John didn't want to enter, maybe see in fear of getting forced or something, but I don't know what Paulson was really doing there. But the force does come out, and a little bit of a better Uber for no safe word, but it's not by that much, and the trade is about to finish as both teams end up. Oh, Jasmine are making this work. Rocky's only gone down, but Hertz size as well. It's 3 down, and the scout's likely going to get cleaned up by Geo if Geo can hit his shot. He does hit his shot. It's Geo, of course he hits the shot. And Locke is probably going to get cleaned up by Madness. Yeah.
Oh yes, he will. Soul actually not going towards his mid there. He went out into door 1. I'm not sure what that play was about there, but Locke ending up going down, and Jono's going to have about a 50-60% Uber advantage right now. So we've got Elmo up on Sniper, Hertz up on Engineer, TJ on the Heavy. So we'll see how JT managed to play around that.
Geo sniping. I'm gonna watch this because Geo. Wait, no, not. No, okay, I'm wrong. So Elmo's on Sniper. And gonna see what Elmo can do, because it's Elmo, right? Like, we'll see what he can end up doing. He's picking the left. We see they trade Ubers actually with a snipe, which is interesting. They're playing this so ballsy, they almost get the cap straight off the bat. And this is working on the side of Jasmine so far. Soul gets cleaned up and Elmo's hitting pretty nice shots, but it looks like they're going to be forced out as it's just going to be Gio and Jono. Gio's going to get cleaned up, it looks like, by the... he's staying alive, Jono! Keeping him alive pretty successfully, but I would have just bet Jono should have just left as soon as he could have. But he's going to get out to IT, a good play there. He's going to be backed up. So, I wonder if Gio might... Yeah, we'll see what they do. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another Hurt sniper or even a Gio sniper at this stage, because... like, it's,
wow, what a prediction there, Sage.
Prediction was crazy there, Sage. He's a god. So we're going to see what happens here. Is he's going to push up to for the rest of his team. No safe word, just stuck in their IT right now. Here we go. Gio's time to shine. He gets a headshot onto Yule. Nice headshot from him. That's what he needs to be doing for this mid fight. No safe word getting aggressive onto the JT combo here through choke now. And he's just going to pop the Ubers off. And clearly no safe word. Going to have to get out of there as JT aggression's going to come in return. Enrith going down to Elmo as Gio's got he's got a great angle onto the combo, takes down TJ, takes down Rock as well as he's trying to get out through IT. Probably thought he was safe, but I don't think he could be. An SMG kill onto Hertz just picks him off. That chip damage completely just shuts down pretty much the entire no safe for a team. That surely put the fears in their hearts that, I mean, they had Elmo to deal with in the first place, but then Gio comes on and he's a god. He's got, they've got quite a lot to worry about, quite a lot to be scared of.
You'll gets two actually, Gio and Elmo. So let's see if he can't get cleaned up here. He's playing very well actually, keeping Rocky back so he can't take the fight. And we're probably going to see regression as not much they can do to stop you're just pushing them out of choke. But they still do have this advantage. This might turn into... oh, they're aggressing lobby, IT rather, so this is going to be interesting to see how they make it work, because they haven't been called out as far as I know, and the Uber's about to come out. Madness gets aggressive. Gio and Paulson are starting to move lower, and they haven't been pushed back so far. They Uber in, which is questionable, because they're all out to last. They don't get much done, but Hertz does end up getting cleaned up. They're looking to try and turn this into a last push, and they're going to kill this soldier in lobby, and that's two down. All of a sudden, no safe word. Looks like they're going to try and break in, maybe? No, it looks like they're going to slow this down. Locke's almost also up on his Uber, so you're going to have to play this carefully, but it looks like Rocky's going to try and sack to get it forced, and he gets absolutely destroyed with the midi.
Absolutely shut down, just completely, utterly just shut out in pretty much every sense of the word for that push, and the Uber's going to get popped out from no safe word, and they're going to pick up Jono with it. Hurt's going down and return to Gio and lobby, but Madness get taken down himself. You're picking up Paulson as well. Gets taken down finally by Elmo, but Elmo's going to trade as well. TJ's going to take down Gio as well. It's just Rocky there left from the side of Jasmine Tea to get out. As Jono's just respawned now, they need to get building in soon because Locke, 30% Uber advantage. Jono still hasn't started healing anyone yet, so quite a bit of a Uber disadvantage going the way of Uber advantage going the way of no safe word. Pushing into this mid now. Rocky's sitting in IT, but they know he's there as JT's actually keeping a pretty aggressive hold here in the choke. Enrith going down to Madness. Hertz is actually straight onto Paulson. Walks straight through Jasmine Tea and just gets straight onto Paulson. Well, Paulson's going to take down two players and take down a player in return. Another player's going to drop from... Locke goes down to Spam. That's what he picked up. A good play from him. He got taken down by an effective play from Hertz, but got the meds. It doesn't really matter too much. Soul's not going to pick up a low health Rocky and Sewer, but Gio's going to manage to catch him out pretty quickly. It's going to leave three players up on the side of no safer. It is Jasmine Tea moving on to the second point now. Going to capture it relatively quickly as Jono has a 95% Uber advantage and Locke's on 20%.
It's behind me, spawn camping Paulson, and Paulson's going to have trouble, but Hertz is trying to get back because he's been called out. He's in choke and he's going to try and take a 1v1 with Madness, but Elmo is soon to follow up. And with this full Uber and Hertz going down, it's hard to not see them pushing straight in, and it looks like that's what they're going to do as they start breaking in left. They haven't yet Ubered, but they're going to probably start in soon. They're taking so much ground and they haven't even popped yet. This is ideal. They pop it straight onto the sentry gun. That starts to go down. Madness on point, getting pap time, and he kills a scout as well, and he's on the soldier. It's just a soldier for Sol to stop 5 players, and it's not going to happen.
Makes it 3-2 going the way of Jasmine Tea here. Second map of this grand final safeword goes Jasmine Tea. This one's for all the biscuits, and Jasmine Tea are not showing their dominance, but they're showing their superior ability of being in the lead there, clearly. So coming into the 6 mid here, I'm going to be watching just the side of no safeword, see what aggression they can throw out, because high ground hasn't actually been their specialty, but on this mid, they've got 3 players up on the high ground. Jasmine Tea's only just responding now, but they're getting bounce backs almost immediately. Paulson goes down to really effective damn and a little bit of spam. Rocky going down as well. Effective gamers on the side at no safeword, to say the least. Geo going down in return. It's not an effective mid. Yule's going all the way in on Jono and rollout, but he gets thankfully saved by Elmo there. Great players from no safeword.
Definitely. It's going to go down, so that's definitely going to prompt a repush. Madness might get killed if they're unlucky, but I'm worried about a backcap in this situation. That's what happened last time they tried this, but it was a spy, so we'll see what happens. First goes down, and that's going to be effectively 3 down, as the spawns haven't reached yet. They're just hitting now. And TJ is going to go down, unable to dodge the rockets maybe, because of ping or getting caught in or anything, and this Uber has stabilized, so we'll see what happens as Jer's leading in really far forward in front of his team, and then Rocky goes in on the right, getting forward onto players, trying to push them back, but it's not working. They're still keeping this forward up, and the stickies haven't been cleared, and Johnny seems a bit wary of this. I'm going to see them kind of exchanging spam until somebody dies again, which has been a recurring thing in this fight, is it's just a fight of who dies first. But it looks like Jasmine aren't having any of it because their health is very poor, and they're back up to second.
Jono actually took a pretty significant amount of damage just backing out of that choke there. Just spam rockets from a long distance. Yule actually going straight on in, takes down Elmo, but Geo is going to pick up 2 players because of that. Enrith going to take down Madness with an effective little game they're just playing in choke there, and that's going to leave 3 players up on the side of Jasmine, 4 players up on the side of Jasmine Tea, and as up on the side of no safeword. So just get the respawns now. Ubers are even. Don't see a sniper coming out from either side right now, so we'll see how he wants to play this mid, because the usual answer for stalemates was the sniper, but then again Madness has gone engineer, getting ready for his fallback plan at last. Bush is coming in through for no safeword now, just coming through the choke. Don't have much presence on point, but at the same time neither do Jasmine Tea. They've got the presence in IT. Jasmine Tea's just pushed up now. Geo goes down to Hurts, and now Hurts is going to get his aggression going, and they're going to push Jasmine Tea all the way out. Nearly gets taken down by Madis's funny little sentry gun there, but not much going to get done.
They're looking to park the boss here, which is a strat that obviously has a lot of ability, because they only have a minute to get around. 1 minute and a half, I'll call that. And they have to make a push, and Jasmine doesn't really gain anything by trying to push right now. The only thing, they don't need any more rounds. Like, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to get all the way to the last and win this, so parking the bus is a very good idea, but we're going to just see some passive play, trying to make it as annoying as possible for no safeword to push, and it looks like they're fighting this because they're going to Uber in on right, and even, it's such a bad Uber as well. They get the sentry, and Hertz goes down on the flank, the Uber comes out, and Enrith's going to get caught, but Paulson dies to Enrith with a bad flash from Jono, and they're probably going to repush. Fear's up on Sniper trying to hit things, but he's not hitting his shots, and he's going to get back on the Soldier. They have the player disadvantages here, and it's just going to be Locke trying to get out. We're going to probably see him, it looks like he's going to get out, because nobody is really in a position to chase him, and almost still on heavy on second. So we'll see how that goes. Like, Elmo heavy,
here we go. Elmo's actually, he's defending second pretty effectively. He takes down Yule because he tried to bomb in straight away. Gets taken down by TJ in the end. No safer going to cap the second point. Jasmine Tea having no interest in trying to re-push that. They're going to get ready for yet another last defense. Madness up on the engineer. Doesn't even get a sentry out because no safer are going all the way in now. Trying to get that point presence. TJ straight onto the point. Has so much cap time. Oh, it's so close, but the Uber's popped down completely nullified. Now the Uber's popped up on the side of no safer. Yule just jumps down to the point. They weren't even standing on it.
What? That's a golden cap with 1 second left.
1 second left.
Was Yul standing on the point?
He jumped it, didn't he?
Ah, that is such a huge play by Yul, just putting him on his back. That is so clutch.
That's nutty, dude.
Oh.
That was absolutely insane. That was. Oh, I love high level TF2. I'll say that much.
All right. We'll bring up logs on the screen and we'll get our Yukari talking as well as we're going to go into a second golden cap in a row. Live in 90. Never mind. All right, logs will go up after the match, but we'll do them for the regular map as well as the golden cap. This is a second map going to a golden cap in a row, Yukari, and I think it's safe to say that both of these teams have stepped it up a notch.
I think Jasmine Tea are kicking themselves twice. They didn't have somebody on the point. Twice they lose a round because of it. But yes, I think both teams played better, and I think Geo being more aggro and staying with the med this time gave Paulson more room to work.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that's very much safe to say. Post-pause, Jasmine looked a lot more convincing than their pre-pause counterpart, I think it's safe to say. So whether it was Paulson actually restarting his modem, or maybe he's yanked some cords to give his team a bit of a tactical timeout, who knows. But yeah, really, really well played there. I'm very, very impressed by the level that both teams have displayed here. Both teams have lifted, and we've seen some things that we haven't seen so far. I think both pockets, as you touched on, Yukari have had a much better game. Gio's been playing a lot tighter to his medic, while still being able to put out a fair bit of aggression. It's just working better for Paulson and letting him put out more damage, whereas Yul has just played the game that I think Yul wants to play, where he's able to put the team on his back to a degree and just do the carry pocket thing, and it's exciting to see as the countdown is going. So I'll throw back to our play-by-play squad.
Yeah, let's see. I don't know, because this mid so far have been a bit back and forth. I believe the last mid did go in Jasmine's favour, but I want to see how, because the thing I've been noticing, Hertz sniping the mid on a golden cap. Okay.
Let's see how he goes. Hertz hasn't been too effective on his sniper players. I mean, he's done some stuff, but it's nothing in comparison to what we've seen from Jasmine Tea. So pausing up, maybe the pressure will pressure makes diamonds, doesn't it? We'll see how we go. So Alma's going to get aggressive onto him straight away. He headshots Alma, doesn't finish off the kill. Locke's going to pick him up with the crossbow. Geo's going to go down return, but so does Locke and Soul. Man is going to be another pick. John is just on his own trying to fight a scout. He survived for much longer than he should have. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
I think this guy took 5 crossbows in that fight because he took a pack. That was nuts. So Hertz sniping weird. I don't think it did much, to be honest. But I think the other players kind of. I think he hit Elmo, but Elmo ended up killing him anyway or something, or got damaged. He had a buff, so it didn't do anything. And they just aggro bombed choke. But I think the other players for no safeword were the contributing factor to that. So they are at a disad as well. They're trying to build it up, but they're at about 20%. But they're closing the gap short as best they can. I don't know, dude. This could definitely be a second in the favour of no safeword if they play it correctly, and they're going to be moving through Sewer very early. Only 75% on Jono, so if they get in early, he won't have the noob to defend himself. Geo might die.
Yeah, no safeword is just going straight onto Geo. He's taking down really low. He looks like he might be safe because Uber does get popped straight out onto him. He's going to get aggressive onto Locke, but he pops his Uber in return. Rocky's going to get picked up, but Hertz is traded for it.
Oh my god, Analyst doing so much damage and killing Paulson. He gets forward into a 1. This is really not looking good for Jasmine. They have no demo, and they just lost Rocky. Hertz is down as well, so we might see some forward aggression. They don't have a demo, so I'm expecting no safeword to start moving in. They're going to start moving in right. Rocky just spawns, and they have a heavy on far left. It's just Rocky on the right side. Elmo's going to drop it out of the point to try and get damage, but they've got a lot of cap time so far. Enrith dies, and it's going to be looking pretty decent for Jasmine right now, but they're still not out of this. They're playing this aggressively. Hertz is running onto the point, he kills Geo.
Here we go.
They're backing it up.
Just no safeword has backed out. I mean, Elmo heavy, even though he died, he's been really effective on these last holes. He's been pretty determinant in how it goes. Man, it's actually a nice flank onto no safeword. Forces Locke and picks up Soul, completely destroys the Aruba, and then body blocks Uber as well. Such an effective play from him. shut down any semblance of a push, and now Jasmine Tea should hopefully be able to hold this pretty decisively. Hurt's going down pretty much immediately, didn't even get anywhere near the point. There's no safer, we're going to have to run out through lobby now.
Yeah, so we're trying to give a choke on this second push. They've been holding it really aggressively, even with this Uber disad. They're pretty close up here. They're in a position to back up now, but probably see them walking in. They've got traps on the upper thing, which is maybe... Oh my god, a soldier's going straight behind, which they're going to have to deal with. Both soldiers are trying to get behind. It's Sol versus Rocky, and Sol is going to lose the fight. And they're starting to get this cap. It looks like they've got it under control. I did not want to stand with a back cap, so I'm glad that it ended up happening.
It could have happened. I mean, no safer. They've done it twice now, and they've had some pretty janky caps in general. That's including the 2 better caps as well as what we saw last round. Madness going down to TJ there. The scout fight. No safer. Uber's being pushed in through the choke. Oh, actually, Rocky had a good position, but the Uber got popped at the worst time for him. And he gets taken down when he's trying to bomb. Gio and Elmo contesting the second push, but they get taken down. Great shots coming out from the side of no safe word. Now they're going to be all the way back onto their own Jasmine Tea will be back on their own last. Sol straight onto the point. Nearly had a lot of point aggression there from the rest of his team, but they didn't come in quite as fast as they needed to. Jasmine Tea has been allowed to regroup a little bit. Remember, Jono has that Uber and he has used it. Hurts is going straight for it, but the Uber's going to stop him from getting anything done. Paulson, Pain Train, got sick of the jumping around. They're going to defend their last there with that Uber.
Yeah. So they're going to start pushing this through into second. We'll see if they can make it work. No, they're not. They just seem to be holding up. What are they doing here? Yeah, they're just sitting in the last right now. They're setting up a sentry gun, and we'll see how it works out for them.
With the Elmo sniper up on the left side, as well as the sentry that they have to deal with.
It's actually going to get this opposite demo though.
So, yeah. Jono, they're both going to get the Uber. The Ubers now. So we'll see what happens here. Madness just moving his sentry gun around as Ubers are even, like I said, but Gio's getting much too aggressive there. Paulson's going to pick up Sol in return. Elmo goes down in lobby. There's 2 players down on the side of Jasmine Tea. Whether or not No Safer decides to capitalise on it, completely different story, and we'll see if they do. God, just sitting in lobby now, they're really waiting for it. They know that sentry's there, although Enrith just jumped straight on it. Yule's going to take it down, but not early enough, as the Uber's going to be used onto the engineer just to frighten off No Safer for their time to recoup with each other. Maybe wait for Enrith. Elmo missing a shot there onto a rollout, onto an aggressive Sol. Didn't get anything done with his sniper so far.
Yeah, there's definitely No Safewood's time to move through. See how they work it, but they're starting to look like they want to move in. They've got this flu rat. It's definitely their push. They're starting to move in right, straight into the sentry gun. The stickies get cleared. Already, Rookie dies looking very good, and Paulson's going to be spattered back. The cap's there, and they can't do anything about it. That's going to be the process to No Safe Word.
This is big, guys. We got a game on our hands.
Cap one.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be a common trend.
Alrighty, we'll bring up the logs for the map proper. I think Wiethoofd, if we can manage that. Yep, as they will be up soon. Bring them up for me. Let's have a bit of a sticky beak, but yeah, Yukari, I'll let you pontificate while we have a quick flick through those for the match proper. Gio and Paulson putting out top damage, but very close behind the Menrith and Yule, so that's Demo and Pocket on both ends and the side of frags. Oops, I highlighted a thing. Elmo top, no surprises there, playing an absolute beast of a game, but I don't know, they were just sort of like complacent holding last was, I think, what lost Jasmine that map in the end during regular time anyway. I won't talk about Golden Cap in the same way, but what would you say about that, Yukari?
More or less, yes. I mean, I think they actually lost that because they didn't stand on process last. I actually think they controlled the majority of the game. And, I mean, I suppose you could say something along the lines of, well, they did lose at least one round to Paulson lagging out, but that's no excuse for letting Yule just kind of waltz in, you know, like a prima donna ballerina and walk onto the last cap when you're 3-2 up. Yeah, really uncharacteristic slips of attention, basically, that kind of lost them that map. And given that I think they did address some of the issues, given that we saw Madness going for some aggressive players, and we did have Paulson getting less pressured, and we did have Geo stepping up and playing a bit closer to the med, I think they're going to be pretty annoyed with themselves because they played better, except in terms of guarding the point, and that's a way you'd hate to lose a map. Particularly when I think they completely shut down no safe words fragging. I mean, look at Soul's stats in the regular time.
Yeah, Soul did a sideshow, for lack of a better word, but his team still won the map, so I don't know how much you can read into it, as we'll flick very quickly over to the logs for the Golden Cap, which are up on your screen now, and we'll sort by damage. Enrith went big. He put out some big boy numbers there. You can't really read into frags and deaths. It always looks underwhelming, but 486 DPM from him is really, really solid. And just, I don't know, not much to read into the logs there, but just some very map-aware play, map savviness from the side of No Safe Word, which definitely won them that process round. And I'm not as cynical about it as you are, Yukari. I don't want to take away from Yule. That was an extremely clutch play and extremely well done to equalise that with, I think, about a nipple hair's width of a second left in the map, as we will be going live very, very shortly here. The teams want to get it ready to go very soon on this map 3 of Badlands, which was another Jasmine Tea pick, a map that historically they weren't the absolute strongest on, especially when facing competition the caliber of Ego. So we'll be interesting to see what No Safe Word coming off a 5-0 win difference win last week on this map do, as I will throw back over to Sage and GBJ as we'll be live very, very shortly.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready now for the third map, this grand final best of 5. Already played those first 2 maps. So of course Jasmine Tea versus No Safe Word. Grand Finals, ozfortress Season 19. We're in for some excitement. Maybe we might even get another Golden Cap. We'll see how we go. Watching the side of No Safe Word to the first mid of this map. The rollout's going to be the typical normal ones. Nothing too different from anyone else. Just both demos reaching mid at about the same time. Paulson getting relatively aggressive straight into the point as rest of No Safe Word is going to be coming in now. Those soldiers just alternating with their bombs, but so far No Safe Word have quite a stronger presence as Yule's going to get aggressive in shithouse there. He's going to take down Lock and Hurt and Enrith actually all going down in house there, it looks like. Badlands and Jono are going to get traded as well. Amount of time, and Rocky and Elmo are going to be the only ones to actually come out of there as TJ gets taken down towards the end.
Yeah, definitely. So it's like that mid was kind of weird. It went really well for Jasmine for the most part, and then towards the end they lost like 3 players to like aggressing players going for Jono, and then TJ just sacked to kill Paulson. So if they get cap, it's very good for them. But it looks like they'll get it. They don't have the aggression to stop it, but they're probably just gonna instantly recap. It won't be that much, and it's gonna be a mid to second stalemate likely. Once they're feeling lucky, or unless they're feeling ballsy on Jasmine and want to push straight away.
So just playing around the choke now, the spam's going to be going out from both teams as No Safe Word is going to be trying to build their Uber just to get a little bit ahead of Jono, which they already are, but not enough to be significant really, is when both teams have their Uber now. They're just going to be fighting each other. The bomb's coming in from 2 soldiers. Madison, Jono actually going to be pushing up together, but Jono gets taken down by Yule. He's alone in the choke and just gets taken down by a soldier. Paulson gets taken down by Hertz in return, and Hertz is also going to clean up Madness. PJ getting a little bit too ballsy there, gets taken down, but Elmo's going to get picked up in return as well. And that leaves only Geo here stuck in No Safe Word's house. But he does have an angle onto Lock. Only has to worry about the demo really. Oh, the ear shot from Enrith could have just saved his mid. No, he isn't going to be able to pull it out.
Oh my god, that was not as cool as I thought it was because I missed something. Oops. Okay, I'm an idiot. Ignore me. So it's gonna be a re-aggression as they're ready to push. Like they've is up, and I'm actually pretty surprised how aggressive the Jasmine members are. Yeah, they seem to be backing a little bit now, and they're breaking through house. Oh my god, Lock gets piped immediately and has to pop very early, and it's gonna allow people to get out. But looks like Rocky and Elmo are doing this job. They're gonna be pressuring the flank really hard, and they're gonna re-push them back into second. Oh my god. A really nice bomb gets Lock caught out, and then Yule goes in trying to sack Rocky just fighting Hurts here and that's trying to get out. But they know there's somebody behind and they're watching for him because they're backupping now.
Soul's gonna get caught out on the mid there by the rest of no safe word. Rocky on a 3-kill streak here. Hurts is actually gonna run back, try to get behind Paulson, but Paulson, he's got the pipes. You can't face the Paulson pipes. He pulls it off again.
Yeah, and they're going to be pushing probably as quickly as possible as they can. The spawns are going to come up, so we'll see what they want to do, but they're full Uberad. And it's pretty hard to hold this against a full Uberad push. They're all on the, pretty much all on the left side as well, so see how they make it work. You're looking forward to trying maybe to die aggression blow. Oh, here it comes out. They haven't got the sentry yet. It takes forever. It finally goes down, but they only got a sentry with that, and they've traded it for a 50 disadvantage. That's really disastrous, Duba.
Actually, that hurts. Pyro nullified pretty much all the spam that was trying to be put through there in that choke. Didn't get any reflect damage because of that Uber, but just shut that, prevented so much damage.
Oh my god,
going to his team there. Paulson Madness, Geo just going absolutely nuts, going onto that push. They pushed out of nowhere and they got so many kills, so much damage, completely shut out no safe word. Madness and Geo, 2 kills each on that last push, just completely destroyed no safe word on their defense there for literally no reason whatsoever. Pretty much, it seemed like just because they felt like it, rather than any other sort of strategic reason.
It's a bizarre way. It was like, I guess it was just a surprise factor. Like, why would they push into us with full Brad? And they made it work. They pushed on the flank with that didn't have heals post Uber, and then worked the. When they get in, he almost destroys one of the scouts on train. But health is open on both sides. Lock goes down, and Analyst is almost about 1 health on you. Trying to get into Jono. It's just Enrith and TJ, and it's gonna get out. And TJ's probably, yeah, he's fling suit. He's out on grey. They kept their medic mid this time, and they're probably gonna see a quick push into second.
So here they go, they've coming up onto Spy now as Madness. He's getting the point presence that he needs. He's going to capture that point, and we've got the sentry gun ready to go from the side of no safe word. So just playing around. They're still in upper lobby. The Hurt Sniper looking for a good angle there, but isn't able to pick anything up. Hopefully we'll see him come into his own relatively soon, because to be honest, we haven't really seen too much from him in comparison to the other sniping players that we've seen in this game. Spy players that is the key there, but he has switched off to Pyro. He played well in that last push, very, very effective for his team with his air blasting. He might be able to do it again, as he can just air blast him a little bit, but gets taken down pretty quickly from Madness as the sentry gun goes down as well. The rest of No Safer is going to be forced into their spawn. The trap's been detonated on the point. Madness is all the way in. He's got no one shooting at him, and he just stands on it. No one was shooting at him whatsoever. He just walks straight on.
Yeah, it seems like maybe a roll miscall or something. Like someone else is going to get the gun up, and no one just was there to do it. And Rich was the only one who could really do it, and he was focusing on forward spam. See what the soldiers are doing this bit, honestly. I want to see what Sol's been doing, because he seems to have been getting pretty aggressive. Yeah, he's already forward, he's locking people out of choke. And when you see, oh my god, Alma gets straight onto Enrith and locks him down to almost no health, hurt size, and we're actually going to see some pretty passive plays out of No Safe Word as they're going to get out of choke.
So we've got 3 players coming back down. 4 players coming back down from the other side of No Safe Word, coming back onto their last. Rocky trying to see if he can scout something out, maybe a cheeky little pick, but not able to get anything or spot anything to say the least. So now Jasmine Tea can have control of No Safe Word second. There's No Safe Word just playing around a little bit. Yule gets taken down, but he picks up Mandus in return. Hurts playing around his resup. Makes it back to his own last, and now they're ready for this last defense against Jasmine Tea. Even Ubers Hurts up on the sniper. Maybe we'll see something. No. What do we have? It's the spy. The Hurt spy, please.
It's Madness on sniper. This is something we haven't seen a lot in this series so far. Is Madness coming up on sniper. I've seen a Geo, we've seen an Elmo, but we'll see. Oh my god, Hurts tries. Hurts going for broke, trying to ambi kill Madness, but can't hit the secondary shot to finish off the kill. It might get Madness.
Curious play there.
Yeah, definitely something I wasn't expecting. The Madness is gonna go lower, probably try and pick onto Hurts. Pretty standard spot, but they're hiding in spawn, and Oh my god. Was it a trap or a body shot? Or...
I have no idea what that was, but Madness is hurt.
Yeah, they
Rocky.
get the cap time and they kill Soul in the process.
Hurts, he's just running straight through the combo. He's going for
Super
broke
hurt.
again, like you said. He's... No way he lives. No way he lives.
He gets out!
And he gets a crossbow on the way out too. That can't happen. A premier combo and he just runs straight through them. Granted, he didn't get anything done, but... Oh, maybe they need to bring out an pyro like they did with the last one.
He's sniping now. He finally gets off the class. Madness gets cleaned up going aggressively for a pick. And... looks like maybe you're almost dying. He could actually get cleaned up here. He gets a crossbow to save him, but the pulse is lower, trying to get spam, and he gets stoned, hurt. So Madness up, still on sniper. We're going to see a Uber trade as they're trying to break into lobby, but Madness and sniper coming into choke could make this a bit awkward. Breaking into trap now. Oh, they're jumping on us already, and then oh my god, Madness airshots you all straight into the ground. Hurts got down. I'm just going to be back up and he's going straight to last, and I don't think there's anyone there to stop him. And Soul's trying to get there, but he just can't hit the
Doesn't
jumps.
look like it.
That's 3 rounds. This is so quick.
That was absolutely insane. The amount of back caps we're seeing in this game, and the amount of... I don't want to say like it's incompetence, because they're not. They're really good players, but there's things you're seeing here that are just so questionable. Like a spy running straight through a premier combo and just getting out alive, and then surviving for a good chunk afterwards, and multiple back caps throughout this entire series. It's something we're not really used to seeing, but it's entertaining. Paulson getting taken down. Nice pipes from Enrith. Elmo going down also, but Yil's trading for him. In return, Jono goes down right on the point. Geo picking up hurts, but he gets traded. Rocky taking down Soul, and Madness taking down TJ. So it's just Enrith and Locke. Rocky and Madness. Rocky might be able to get something done, but he's not actually far forward enough to get an angle onto Locke there, which should have been quite beneficial. So he's going to have full advantage over top of Jasmine Tea as Jono and the rest of Jasmine Tea just coming up now, recovering their losses after their mid-loss.
Yeah, they've got the Super, so they're going to be probably just trying to get this force out to choke for Jasmine Tea. If they want to get the force and probably re-push into second after they have this advantage, but they're breaking through and there's no one forward spamming. Paulson's trying to hit pipes blind over the train. Soul goes down to the flank actually, and it looks like Rocky is pressuring behind. This is a really good play. They've got 2 players behind. They're doing
Rocky
the
on
same
a Spire.
Rocky is on Spire. Rocky is in his home ground right now. So Elmo's going to kill Yule, and they've brought the entire team back. This is a really good play. Elmo might even survive. He does, but it still gets cleaned up. He grabs Pack. I thought we might have actually seen a refight, but no, it's just cleans him up after he checks the back anyway.
Jono's just coming up to 85% now. Full Uber on the side of Locke. So seeing the grounds being evened up a little bit. There's no safeword just playing around on the grey bridge right now. And JT sitting on this mid, which they claimed victoriously. Elmo's come up on Sniper, just coming up as his respawn. See, hopefully an effective sniper play coming onto the side of Jasmine Tea. They can get a significant pick, open up this choke a little bit with the rest of his team, and therefore the rest of the map. He's got his eyes on choke, but I think he might have been spotted because they are not playing around. Yule was just so tempted to peek, but he knows it wouldn't be a good idea. But once again, have to wait for Elmo to get something effective done, or maybe an effective sack going either way. Yeah. You're so close to peaking. Same with TJ, but Elmo just doesn't have a good enough shot.
Seems to be, I don't know, they seem to be just playing, hoping someone gets over aggressive and choke. It looks like they're starting to move house touch. No, and was just grabbing ammo. I'm a liar. So we'll see what they try to do, because someone needs to make a move, or else we're just going to be here to the end of time. Elmo tries going forward for a pick, and this is what Yule was waiting for, but he doesn't end up cleaning up with a buff. He just surfs out and is able to live another day. So it looks like Elmo's forward picking in Reese-up on ground. He tries to hit Soul, but doesn't take a shot. Rocky trying to play him back. Yeah, they're forward in house. Elmo's getting rushed by a scout now, and Rocky might not be close enough to help. Yeah, he gets killed, and the Uber's trading in house right now. So they're trying to break the choke. Yeah, they're breaking through choke. Paulson laying down the hurt with his scout. Jewel goes down in the fight, and so does TJ. Hurt's on Madness, trying to get something to return. Hurts goes down to 1 health, but he almost trades. He jumps on a roll as well. Yeah, he finally does Paulson spam. and it's going to be lock on 40 health with Enrith, and Rocky's just trying to... Oh, Enrith is eating the rockets on purpose to try and dodge, make sure Locke doesn't get hit by the rockets. On such low health, they're keeping his medic alive. And now he's just playing, they're playing Spire with a pretty slight ad, but might use the advantage, we'll see.
Probably not going to come into much effect there for this last push. The Hertz engineer building a sentry, getting some sort of semblance of a defence ready to go. See what happens here as Jasmine Tea just coming into the forward positions for this last push. Jono just calling his Uber. Locke coming up to 100% as well. So Ubers are even, sentry guns up, stalemate is ready to occur. What player makes a play?
I mean, I reckon they're probably going to Imperial and Rocky look like they want to try and spam the sentry down, but they're not anywhere near aiming at it. Like, I think they thought it was behind the post, but they were incorrect and they just started shooting at a spawn door, so... maybe try and get the sentry spam down and then push TJ on sniper. We have not seen this. I don't think I've ever seen TJ snipe in a game, so let's see what his sniping chops are at.
He's got his marker ready to go.
Oh.
Hopefully we'll see something amazing, but you never know with these sniper players. They're not very consistent, especially from the side of no safe word. Maybe a fresh hand on the mouse in terms of sniping will prove to be effective for them. Getting knocked down quite low. Oh, lucky.
Almost
Yule was ready for it too. He jumped all the way down, ready to catch him out, but didn't actually close out that kill. TJ getting a little bit more aggressive. No one's coming anywhere near that angle. He's just desperately trying to find somewhere to go. Rocky's down lower right now. He might have the position on Soul. Yes, picks up Soul. Good play from him. He's got to play Elmo there to back him up as well. That might trigger the push here. Here we go. Paulson popping the Uber
down as well.
Yep, that was instantly good play from Rocky there, focusing their sentry cells. Comma didn't have to. No safe word has been popped as well. Elmo gets caught out by many of the no safe word players. JT having to push out though, with the 4 players left, having to fight against the 5 that survived that fight at last. Jono bounced up by Yule, hit against the wall, and that's going to spell the end of Jono for this life. Rocky staying in the valley, maybe going to go for a sack.
No room for any sort of try and get out. We have Elmo and Sniper playing back, very far back, probably trying to hope that they don't call him out immediately, because a sniper pick could be very beneficial here, trying to separate this Uber advantage of like 50%, so I don't know what he'll be able to do. He's got with Wayne maintenance, so if they rush, they're going to be in a bit of trouble, but looks like they're just biding their time to get this Uber, and then they're looking to push house. Nutman's in a good place to annoy them if he can hit his shots. So I'm gonna watch Elmo when they push in here. So he starts in, doesn't hit his first shot, but then he hasn't done anything just yet. And they're gonna start losing players. Madness Rocky go down. He hits Locke, and Hurt's getting through, but Paulson going down as well. It's Jono and Elmo versus 3. And Elmo's unlikely to get this done, and John is winning this fight with Yule. No!
Jono's just running through valley. He's got Yule chasing after him. He's actually got away from the players. He's completely juked them.
He's hiding
that can't happen.
Waiting for players. There's no way he gets down here.
He needs to get out now, though. He needs to leave now.
Oh my god!
Jono is Jesus! Jono is literally Jesus!
Jono,
it was all a trick. I have deceived you.
Jono,
and they say hide and seek is a waste of time. Look at that, sitting in the bush waiting, and he got away with it.
He's literally Jesus!
I can't believe that just happened, and hopefully it's going to prove to be effective as he just popped his Uber now for his team. Jasmine Tea taking up onto Spire. Hurt's the only one contesting because the rest are no safe for sitting in trash. Yule's going to try to jump into his team, but Paulson straight onto Lock and Trash. Jono going to get taken down by TJ. He couldn't hide from that one. And Paulson's going to try hit a pipe. He needs to hit this pipe, but Rocky's going to get taken down. He's the only one trapped behind now, having to contest with both Enrith and TJ. Maybe just going to fall back, try to delay some spawns. But no, there's a full spawn. He can't achieve that.
Jono went to pick up the dropped minigun of Lock for a large amount of Uber, and then ended up getting cleaned up by TJ's aggression, which is kind of... Yeah, Hertz just did a lot of work, and Hertz is on Spy again, so I don't expect Hertz coming up Spy pretty much every time he dies now, but it isn't an awkward place. You don't really see a Spy this aggressive when you're 4 holding, but Elmo gets cleaned up as Sniper to a trap, and Hertz all the way on Grey could get something done. He's ready to go in, and oh, he's trying to not get cleaned up by traps, but
Here we go.
he's all the way in last. He's gonna back out, or try to back out, and no one can stop him. Manus is the only one here to stop.
Oh man, just don't do it to us.
And it stops,
no.
yeah. The Uber's coming in though, and Jono just pops now. This is really awkward. I don't know if he kills Geo, but the repush is coming through. Rocky kills a scout. And Elmo up top, just forcing players out. He's trying to kill Locke. Oh my god. He can't get Elmo chasing Locke all the way into second. Oh my god, if Elmo kills, there's no way. He just doesn't have the DPS, the damage ability, and Hertz coming up on Sniper's gonna kill Elmo all the way on second is heavy. I can't believe I just saw that.
That was absolutely insane. I love it about this map, let alone this series. Just being some great plays coming out from either team. Hertz staying Sniper, sitting in main, getting ready to watch someone jump into his crosshairs and hopefully click the button at the right time. Madness going to be rebuilding his sentry for this defense because safeword is going to have to get ready and get something together as Ubers are essentially even. John are having about a 10% ad, but no safeword going to have their Uber for the stealing battle, whatever it may be.
Oh, positive. Some sticky traps up trying to watch. Oh, Soldier's in law. They haven't really got the forward hold up, especially because Hertz is forward trying to hit a shot. He might be able to kill Madness, but the dispenser takes the shot for him, and he survives. It's even Ubers, but you. Oh my god!
Paulson, the double trap, I completely fell for it.
That's
that
nutty,
trap was
and Analyst is going to go down
on the concrete support. The concrete support bar in lobby.
It's just
Wow.
Sol and Lock. And Johnny just throwing out arrows, trying to keep them back. We have the Uber out on Jasmine as well, so this is the thing. Like, bring in pro lands. Like, they just wiped like 6 seconds ago, and they're already on mid. It's kind of silly, but they're probably gonna still try this dude because Hertz didn't get the liberty of a forward spawn, but he does come up now, and he's in scout, so we might be seeing some slow. No, they're looking to still come through. Just very forward in house, but I think no, maybe not. It looks like they've decided to chill out a little bit. There's no huge incentive to them to push right now because they've got a 3-round lead at the minute, so if they take their time it can work very well. And Hertz trying to get forward onto Elmo in the flank. They've got a lot of flank room. It looks like they're trying to move it through with Uber in-house. Oh no, they're up again.
Sol's bombing through straight. Good rocket onto Madness. Dealt a significant amount of damage, but Madness just jumps behind him, takes him down. Sol and Hertz going.
Yeah, they're moving through though because it's changed.
For the side of no safeword.
Jasmine are definitely making the best of this. They're so like dominant on the plan so far. Jules behind, he's in invisible health, and they all know that. He's gonna drop down and get cleaned up by a Rocky rocket, and Elmo goes down to Hertz forward on the point. Yeah, it's funny Paulson, but oh my god, you don't fight Paulson on Badlands Madness demo, man. It's just a bad idea. There's 3 players down, so they're gonna start moving this through and see how they play it. Sol trying to get in a position maybe to just survive, actually. It looks like he's getting out, drop down, but he doesn't want it, but it's going to happen anyway.
So the last hold here from no safeword. Gonna watch the Uber advantage go completely in favour of Jasmine Tea. Heavies come up, they're gonna try to get something done. Lock's only on 50%. Jasmine Tea Uber has been used, and they're just gonna spam right into the enemy spawn. No one's actually jumped on the point yet because they've only just completed the cat on second there. So it may be a little bit premature from them. I'm not really sure what the meaning behind that play was. Either way, Elmo's going to pick up TJ on the flank. He's still actually just jumping around. No one's shooting at him until now. Sol's going to get taken down as well. Madness and Elmo. And now the rest of Jasmine Tea are just playing around on that flank, and they've completely opened up that side. And now, actually, no Safeword's going to have to jump down onto the point and use the Ruber to keep them off because they gained so much ground just by killing having their scouts kill 2 players on that flank.
Yeah, the Uber's up now, so they're gonna start seeing aggression. They're going straight in. They haven't actually done much, and there's a lot of players, but the damage is coming out. There's nobody to stop them from capping right now, just a Soldier trying his best, but Paulson ain't gonna have any of it as he's holding the pain train, so it's gonna be a very fast cap, and that's 4 rounds! Now, we've not seen anything this fast in the other maps, even close to the other maps, to be honest. Like, they've been slow grinds, like, what was the biggest line was 3-3, and it was very back and forth.
4-0. 4-0 going the way of Jasmine Tea. That's just... Oh, like, the rounds have been entertaining, but they've been so quick to the point where they're not boring. And, like, even now, JT showing a lot of dropping down 3 players, 4 players on this mid and not even dropping a single player of their own. Locke's the only one to get out, and Rocky's actually chasing him. He takes him down. Full wipe on that mid, and no one dropped on the side of Jasmine Tea. Pure dominance from the side of Jasmine Tea on that mid there. That's why they're 4-0. And they're going to be getting ready to push this last. Turret's already up on Engineer, trying to get something going. TJ up on the Heavy. They need to throw together a defense, but JT's already in. Geo, Uber's used on him. He's just fighting players. They have the point presence. It's already half capped. All they need to do is pick off the remaining players, sit on it, and that will make it 5-0.
That was what you'd want to see. Oh, and an instant map change. So that's what you would have wanted to see from their first map pick. Like, Jasmine barely coming together on their first map, and I think now that they've warmed up, they're more comfortable on Badlands, their pick. So they did very well and absolutely showed the dominance of that map. I want to hear what our analysts actually have to think about that map. Yauch?
I don't know if you heard me say it the first time, but Jono is literally Jesus. Yep, he's been the guy I've been sort of shouting out as one of the most exciting acquisitions for Jasmine this season, and the sort of plays that you've seen right here are the reason that he is this season's Premier Best Medic Award winner, so congratulations to Jono, well deserved as you've just seen there. Yukari, though, to answer a question that no one's probably ever asked, but I'm going to ask it anyway, how many maps does it take for Jasmine to wake up? I think the answer's 2, because they're awake now, my god.
I honestly think that game pretty much went the same as Process, only Jasmine didn't let them stand on the point, to be honest. Like, I mean, Geo was playing tight with the med and eating damage, and that damage was just opening up the possibilities for his team. I think Paulson had an extremely solid game. Madness was straight fire. He was much stronger, and that just shows what Madness is capable of when you can't pressure him. I think the big thing that, like, I'm just in the back of my head, I think Sol got absolutely crushed. He had no impact on this map. He had no impact on the last map. I think Rocky's just dueling him, or they're just taking lots of duels, because it felt like Rocky ran up a lot of frags and never got focused. That was super easy mode for Jasmine.
Rocky had the same amount of assists this map as Sol has had kills in the last 2. He has had a combined 3 kills in the last 2 maps, has Sol.
Sol only has... What? Did you just say combined 3 kills?
Yes.
What?
2 kills last map, 1 this map.
I think he's...
Not counting the golden cap, but yeah.
I don't think his deathmatch is straight up cutting it, to be honest. Like, Sol's doing a lot of independent plays, and he's just not getting frags off that. Whereas Rocky, I think, is playing a little bit, maybe a little bit baity, playing with his team, and he's picking up frags because his deathmatch is just better. One thing I'd like to add there is TJ got absolutely, like, boxed up. He got ruined so hard on that map. And to me, he showed a lot of the problems that I've talked about with passive scouts on Badlands Middle before, to some extent even Madness. When soldiers just push onto TJ, onto the crate, and TJ needs to fight them, and TJ needs to take ground under fire, he just wilts. Like, to TLDR, if he can't bait the crate, he's useless. Like, Geo actually really exposed him on a couple of those mids. Geo was like, I'm sick of dying to this guy shooting me, I'm just going to jump on his head, and he crushed TJ. Now, people are going to say, oh, that's about ping, but to me that's no excuse. It just doesn't look like TJ knows how to handle that close soldier pressure either on Badlands Middle, and I think him plus Sol getting completely just obliterated in every fight was the 2 largest reasons no safeword didn't put up any struggle at all. That was a one-sided stomp, and it shows which team has, like, if you like, not pocket classes that hold up well under sustained spam pressure and close-in fighting on mids.
Yeah, one thing that also really impressed me from Jasmine on that map was their sort of command over last and how they could, at will, seem to push the side, like the non-defender side, so the top right from the attacker's perspective. They were really good at that. At one situation, I saw them sort of combine Rocky and Elmo, not even in a sack play, but in a pinch to catch out the, I believe it was Sol there most of the time, and just get him completely caught out and killed. And that's something I want to see Jasmine, like, if we're talking at an international level, we've seen just how good he is this map, Elmo, and I want to see them sort of work in an I-52 Froyo tile, like instead of sending the Soli sack, especially against a team like this, it'd be good practice because Locke is not popping for any single player, especially a soldier, which we have, like we've seen that Locke has been milking for days and he's been doing a good job of it, except for when he came up against Elmo, the single player sack. I would like to see them give Elmo a 185 and say, hey, you're sort of like Clockwork, see if you can go do a sort of like Clockwork sack, because everyone knows who watched NATF2 and it's in the peak of Froyo tech knows that if Clockwork is going to go sack and snipe, it very much means that he can run in and get 2 kills in Nuba Force. That is like, and I believe that is the deathmatch potential that Elmo has. I'd love to see them sort of work that into their game.
And while Elmo's holding up well with 5% heals, it seems, and I actually think Hertz did really well. I think he was no safeword's best player on that map. He made some really sick plays around Spy. Sol is not holding up with low heals. He needs either heals or he needs support from his healed players. Because from my perspective, when Rocky bombs the med, meh. When Rocky bombs and splits Sol and Hertz from the team, so Rocky kind of creates this I will just aimbot you.exe rocket barrier between Sol and Hertz and the rest of the team. Sol's a free frag. So I don't know, they've got to find a way to help him because this is not working.
Yeah, especially if we're on to map 4 Granary as we are going live. I'm going to say it. Expect some Elmo Selt, but expect some big plays from Rocky. I'm willing to say the soldiers really need to show up here, as I will throw back over to Sage and GBJ as we go to map number 1 of... mid number 1 of map number 4.
I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. Rocky's on pocket this map. Granary, Granary is Rocky's playground. This is his favourite map. He is dominant on that. Rocky knows exactly what he needs to do, and he's going to be taking heals and doing exactly what needs to be done on this mid. He's already up on height. He's absolutely just denied any aggression. There's a soldier on bottom trying to get in, and Rocky just missed him, but he's not going to get anything done likely. And I was going to call it, but that I thought this might happen, but I didn't want it to not happen and look like a fall. So I'm really interested to see this, because I think we saw it last series. Rocky on Badlands played a bit of pocket as well when Geo wanted to switch, but we haven't seen it yet on Granary, and I'm very interested to see. But Rocky seems to have a rumour there, so he might be seeing a bit of switch play. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he did do the rollout, so there's that. But I think we're going to see them. Like, sorry to cut in on your time, but I think we're going to see a lot of probably overlap here, and that's what Granary really favours as well.
Definitely. Oh, Geo's down. They have a sniper, and they're going to try and recap this. And I don't know if anyone's in the position to really stop it.
We'll see what he gets done. He was effective the last time he played. Elmo's going to pick up solo on that flank, but he was effective the last time he played, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I think, like Yukari said, it's just plain and simple. It seems like Sol's DM is not on par with the rest of the server, and he's been cleaning it up consistently in these fights.
He's got to change something to become he needs to be a much more effective player for his team, because, like you said, he's really not up to par with everyone else. Just going to see this stalemate be played out a little bit. See if anyone can get something done. Probably a sniper is what I'd want to see, because I love snipers. I'm completely unbiased on sniper players, I promise you.
Elmo goes down, so you might have your dream
Sol's got top down quite low. He's all the way behind, by the way. I don't think they realise that.
TT goes down. Let's see some full aggression. Elmo's coming up, see if he does come up on the sniper. No, he seems to want to stay on the scout roll. As they're trying to... They're kind of, they're stealing Analyst, trying to get him some spam, and it looks like they're putting in Lunchbox, which hasn't yet been called, but we'll see how they deal with this, because with the height, if they play this wrong, it could be very disastrous. They finally get a comment on it as Yule jumps up and see how they play it, because if they aggro into Pulsed and stuff on the flank, it could be pretty annoying. And this is going to forward him, get in super aggressively onto Enrith, and no one with him. Weird play there. Maybe sacking for Sniper?
Well, not going to see much going on. Still playing on this little bit of a stalemate. Man, this was the only one down on the side of Jasmine Tea. Actually, a good flank from her. It's going to take down Elmo, but TJ's going to trade at the same time, so it's effectively nullified. The Uber's, just been traded on the point now, but neither team is actually going to be all that victorious. I mean, no safeword, just going to hold on to their second point. Soul's going to go down to Rocky.
Rocky was stuck on point on 12 health, and Soul was the one who did the damage to him in Z. And then Soul ran into Lunchbot, Rocky followed with an escape plan, and then like moon landing distance rocketed him. It was nutty. They're going to be moving to last already. Rocky moving on to the medic and gets his rockets. Lock goes down. This is looking very good for Jasmine if they play it correctly. But they're having a bit of an awkward fight. You're only on like 2 health, but Enrith is just demolishing these players. And it's going to be Jono getting
Elmo wins these.
Elmo can win this. Elmo can definitely win this. And he jumps on Enrith and he kills him. It's a 2v2. Jono disconnects and he's gonna get onto the scout. Oh my god, is Elmo?
Elmo, no!
Oh my god!
Elmo!
Oh,
Elmo wins these.
holy cow, dude, that was nutty. Elmo just...
I could so see Jono just going back to second, being like, I'm out of here, we're probably not going to win this. But no, he came back and he managed to pick off that mid. That was such a lucky play. That would have been such a save from that mid, but oh well, it didn't happen. As unfortunate as it is.
That's where like faith in your teammate just like saves around. So someone clipped that, put on TF2 to get yourself some up frags.
Welcome to Sesame Street.
Immediately, Hertz is going to be the one who trades for it, but aggression has definitely worked out in the favour. But they're still backing it up. Health for no safeword's really awkward. Soldier's going to get killed here, and looks like Locke's going to be backing up. They've kept both medics up, so it looks like Gio's playing this aggro. He wants to push this forward. This is a really forward play, and going to be backing this up. Oh my god, Enrith almost dies. Wait,
So we're
was
back
this
onto the
this was a no
second
safe
push
word
from
pick,
Jay.
wasn't it?
Yes.
This, I don't know if this was a good idea for them to pick, I'll be honest. Like, I feel like Rocky and Gio are just gonna have a hell of a time on this map, and they Uber early, and they're gonna have a worse Uber, but they have them the player pick, so it's not going to be much to do, as Enrith is the only one who can really deny anything. Gio's looking to push forward, maybe dry if someone overextends, and he's going to try and get on Enrith. Enrith does back up a little bit, but they haven't got any room. Enrith finally goes down to some good pulse and spam, and Alma jumps on Yule. Yule's going to go down for the trade of Gio, and they're going to probably start pushing into last straight away. Soul's caught behind, so if they move forward right now, there's only 3 playable at last to actually stop anything. And Soul's going to get cleaned up yet again.
So we'll watch as Jasmine Tea push out onto the last. Really only have to contest with 3 players right now. Significant damage being dealt by Rocky's going to go down. Kurt's going to take down Madness, but they're just going to have the point presence, and there's nothing that no safer can do about it. Making it 2-0 to Jasmine Tea. I'm not sure if we're going to see the same sort of dominance, but like you said, this was no safeword's pick, but as you've been saying, Jasmine Tea having an absolute riot at the time, as shown by the map score right now. Enrith and Paulson taking rollouts. Enrith sticking with the high ground. Paulson's rest of his team's going to join him now. Soul jumping up high. Paulson getting bounced up quite high himself. Soul and Gio going down. That's a trade. A soldier for either side. Rocky's gone in deep though. He's all the way in corner. He's going to have to jump out and get behind the side of no safer. They know he's there. Madness going to get picked up trying to get aggressive. Rocky gets caught out in garage by TJ there. He's not going to get anything done with that flank, and it's just going to be John and Paulson. They saved the Uber, but not much else going to get done. Hurts though. Hurts going to try to sneak up on Jono. So though Paulson pipes completely shuts that down, and every form of the word there. I thought there would be something cool, but Paulson. You know Paulson pipes. Yeah, so Soldier's forward in, maybe trying to trade an Uber here. They end up popping, but the Super hasn't even been popped up for Jono yet. He's got such a good milk here. He finally Ubers, and Yule on very low health is going to get cleaned up behind. They're going to see regression as TJ goes down very low, taking heals. And they get it to mid with heals, actually. So they're going to start breaking this through left as Sol dies again. This is not the time to be dying, Sol. And the other 2 down, it's going to be very hard for them to be holding this. Enrith's trying to forward some spam to try and stop the aggression, but Gio's just taking his time walking through. Elmo goes down on the flank to Hertz. That's doing a lot of work on these maps recently, though. They look like they're going to be backing it up to deal with this back cap, and they don't want to risk splitting their players forward and backwards. Oh my god, Gio.
awkward position by Geo there. Hertz should die. No, he doesn't. He gets very lit, but oh my god, Hertz like taking a lot of fight there, really helping out the players on no safeword. They're gonna start breaking into last with a little bit of a disad.
I think Jono is going to be able to nullify anything significant with his Uber. So Locke's just hitting 95%, but he's not going to get it quick enough to be able to utilise it for that last push. Mandus is going to get aggressive all the way in on Yule, takes him down. There's 3 players left on the second from the side of no safer. And Uber's pop. Mandus just trying to run it in with, get that going. Jer's going to get caught out by it as he's sitting up there watching the second with his heavy plays. He's the only one there for now, but he might actually get tickled a little bit. Rocky though, good flank by him, just separating the players a little bit. Ammo is going to go down. Locke's going to get a kill onto Rocky with his crossbow. Soul's just gone straight. Never mind.
Almost a complete mirror there. Jasmine not showing the dominance they brought to the first 2 mids, and especially like an awkward pre-fight after that. This mid, I don't know. I'm gonna watch Pulse this mid because, like I said, his rollouts are really fast, and he doesn't hit the slide, but he is playing ground, and Ernest seems to be playing height, so it's a bit of an awkward fight for him, like an uphill battle. See who aggresses first. It's a pretty standard mid so far. Soul far left, not doing much, and Rocky almost destroying the soldier there. There's a player behind on the side of no safeword for Jasmine in the garage, and this mid seems to go, and health-wise, be going to Jasmine's favour, and oh my god, Paulson getting so much damage. Rocky bombed us, gets Locke and Yule in one rocket. And now it's just going to be TJ Hertz, and he can't hit his shots, and he's going to get cleaned up by Elmo. Where's Hertz?
He's the only one left, but he is behind. He's only got 80 health. No. Tried to delay it a little bit, but 80 health Hertz isn't going to be pretty much full health Elmo. So that's going to be a fail from him.
We'll see them probably just go straight in. They have to go straight away. They want to avoid the Hertz sniper or the Hertz spy or the Hertz heavy or the Hertz pyro, whatever he comes up. They're actually taking their time. They're not going to push straight away. They're doing the Abender strat. Rocky's on heavy. So they're going to Uber in, and the heavy's going to jump in late last, I reckon. This is something. Oh my god! Right. I can't believe I'm seeing this in a grand final. I haven't seen this in such a long time, but this could work very well. So they're gonna start moving in. They're gonna use their Uber. Rocky's gonna probably come in late and jump down from pipe. He's gonna take. There's a sentry, which is the issue that they didn't account for, and this is just a disaster. They get TJ, but this isn't working in their favor. Yule gets forward. Rocky just gets headshot, which is what you'd expect. Yule goes down. And it's actually a pretty decent situation. The health is terrible on no safeword. Jasmine really going to make this work.
Locke's so low right now. He just needs to hit one more time. Someone. There we go. Okay, that's all I needed. Jasmine Tea going to take it to 3-1 on this 4th map here. Grand final, remember? So every point counts, especially every map. So seeing a pretty dominant performance on this map so far from Jasmine Tea.
Yeah. So they're moving left side right now. Paulson doing the same roll. Actually beaten mid by Enrith this time, and he's going to be stickied off the pack. He's probably just going to take heals. Hertz actually really aggressive. He doesn't actually get punished too hard right now, and he's going to rush Paulson and get cleaned up finally. Domination's coming out over the board. Jewel gets down 2 and TJ. Paulson finally dies. Elmo goes down for the trade of soul, and it's just going to be a medic demo trying their best to get out, and that's not going to happen. Jasmine T have something to say about that, but Joseph tries to jump on his elbow. Oh, it doesn't happen.
If that had happened, oh, that would have been great to see. Unfortunately, no, it's not going to happen. Jono's going to stay alive, but no one on the no safer is going to be able to pull it off. Sentry gun coming up in for the defense. So not a lot that no safer can do except wait. We have the Hertz spy, but I don't know if he's going to stay. No, he's going back to sniper. Engineer and sniper is the only off classes Jasmine T will have to deal with for this last push. Do have that 100% Uber advantage. Locke just hitting 15% as we speak. Positioning's ready to go. Hertz has an angle, but it's only one that can really be used for a push, as Jasmine T, they have the heavy again, so we'll see if it works, but they're sitting in lunchbox ready to go. They are spy checking, by the way, so maybe Hertz was smart to change from sniper. changed to sniper. I mean, they are aware of him sniping as well. He had the angle. Uber is used. He's not able to pick anything up with it. Unable to anticipate the sentry gun again, and it just conks everyone. It just pushes everyone away. Elmo's just coming out on heavy now as the sentry gun goes down. All the players from ozfortress are on the opposite side. It is, he's taking so much damage from Enrith, he tanked all of it, and now they've got so much presence on the point, doesn't actually have anyone close to stop him, although Hertz has just run forward now. Enrith got bounced up high onto Jono's head. Enrith kills Paulson, Paulson kills Enrith, and Jono's just left standing on the point.
So it's not what I wanted to see, but the Elmo Heavy did actually a lot more than you'd think it was. He took literally, like, I think all of Enrith's spam and all of all of Hertz's shots, I think it was. And he just did a lot on that last, taking shots and then distracting, and allowed Jasmine to follow up off him. Not doing much damage, but this is doing so well. Rocky on Pocket is also doing a lot on these mids. He's moving left right now and doesn't actually know. He's playing it really strange. They're getting aggressive. Rocky goes super forward, but Elmo dies early. Oh my god, Rocky and Paulson combined to kill Sol and Hertz. And Jono's gonna get cleaned up because Enrith is super aggressive on the height. The sticky game is so good. You're on 45. Paulson is not giving this up without a fight. He's caught here. Oh my god, could he get... Oh my god, he's trying. He's gonna get cleaned up by TJ behind him, but Locke too smart to die to a demo stuck on mid, but Elmo is on Spy. What is this turning into? So Elmo playing his main, trying to obviously get the Ubers reset here. So, I wouldn't expect it. I don't think Jasmine have run a Spy this entire series so far, but
I don't think they have either. And to see
Geo did on the first map.
Oh, Geo, yeah.
That's
Geo
correct,
unsuccessfully ran Spy on first map.
See,
Elmo
going Spy instead of Sniper's curious as well. I'm sure that maybe they'll expect Elmo to go Sniper, but definitely not Spy.
Oh, they heard him.
Madness is also on Sniper as well as another off-class they have to deal with, as well as Rocky on Engineer, as Jono's just going to get his Uber now, bringing Ubers to even. Elmo, oh! If he had just waited like 10 more seconds, he might have even been able to get locked there. That's unfortunate for him, but he does manage to pick up his own pick. Geo goes down in return. Madness, though, good shot onto TJ. That second point, he's managed to delay that cap a little bit more as he lands another headshot on Sol, I think that was, who's on last right now. He picks him off, and actually Jono's going to finish off the kills. He's trying to get into the SMG. No save for it. Uber's going to be used here. He's trying to get a headshot onto Locke there. He's just sitting there teasing him with his head, but not able to actually get a headshot onto the mid. So that sniper, that spy play could have been more effective if he'd waited, but I've only got the one soldier pick.
Yeah, so, I don't know, like, we haven't actually seen much of a huge, like, last stalemate, as most have been resolved by a heavy so far, so they're starting to break through. They're on last, they can't stop this.
Back up.
Can't believe that, that's so dumb.
There's too many of these. There is just too many of these.
We'll see how they approach this mid, because it was a bit awkward last mid. They lost, I think it was Geo early? No, I think it was Elmo early, who went for a play and got cleaned up pretty quickly. See how they approach it. And Reth has also been taking the high ground on these mids over Paulson, who's seemingly preferring the low ground, which is a pretty brutal thing to be playing. Starting to break up, Elmo goes down early again. We'll see if they can get a return frag, because they know they have a player behind going all the way to Death Valley. Straight in, he's going to get cleaned up, but these forwarded players out, and Jono is almost dead. Can he get out? Oh my god, he gets out on the skin of his teeth, and he's going to be slowly moving back through Death Corridor, and scout through, trying to get something done.
The health wasn't looking too good from the side of Jasmine Tea. No safeword didn't really capitalise on it, but that could have been so bad for them, trapped in Death Corner with pretty much everyone under 50 health. Ubers are going to be traded with the first pop going the way of no safeword. Madness is going to get picked up. Getting too aggressive by Sol there. So Ubers just fading now. There's going to be one soldier left. That's Geo trying to take down Locke. Gets him hurt, but he isn't close enough to get finished off that kill, as Jasmine Tea going to be trying to get out now. Elmo caught, trying to escape. Sol misses his first jump, but he lands straight onto Jono's head. Direct rocket straight onto the top of his head, just completely domes him with it. Sit him down. So that's going to be Jono down. Locke, he's just going to have 50% Uber, so he's going to have a massive Uber advantage. Flaw's final push. Sentry gun's being built as we speak. Geo's up on Sniper, and Elmo's on the heavy.
Yeah, Pulse just dies so late. This is going to be an instant push, and the sentry's not even... I don't think they get a level 2 up. The heavy up on Piper are only getting heals now. Paulson up in 12 and Rocky up in 2. They've taken so much ground and they know that there's a sentry somewhere. They're just playing their time, they know where it is. Demo gets domed by Geo, that's a really good pick. The sentry still hasn't gone down, they've absolutely butchered this. I think Hertz ran to the left side to see if there was a sentry, didn't see the sentry and called there wasn't one, and it really messed their push up. You'll actually clawed in here, probably gonna die if he has any forward plays with him, but he gets launched into the air and cleans up Geo instead. TJ gonna be on 20 health up top. No, TJ is backed out and there's a soldier behind trying to get something done. He's getting cleaned up. It's gonna be a second hold or second push depending on how it's gonna return. Because Jono is up on an advantage here and no safeword are starting to move back.
So we've got players just gathering around the second point right now. Elmo's gonna be getting aggressive with the rest of his team, taking this garage area, no safeword, all the way back onto mid. Trying to take up some good positioning to defend for this push. Paulson really showing aggression, and actually the pushes is rotating through onto second. They've just gone way around Jasmine Tea, and it's up to Jasmine Tea to be able to move back fast enough with the combo to stop the cap, which they might not be able to do. Lock drops to Paulson. That's so unfortunate. They nearly pulled off such an awesome play. That cap so close to finalising, and then they definitely would have been able to pick up their last cap as well, but it cost them their entire Uber from lock there. So Hertz going to get picked up by Elmo there, but delayed the push by Jasmine Tea onto mid there. So it was a good play from them, and only really resulted in the one deficit of leaving there.
Yeah, for sure. They've got the super ad, so they're going to break through mid, almost definitely, but they're holding close left, and they've got... Oh, the trap almost cleans up Paulson. He's going to try and clear it, but he actually bounces it towards himself, almost kills himself again. Forward, there's no one behind, but Hertz is going for the back cap, probably. He's running straight to last, but Rocky is in a good position to cancel this. He's watching for anybody. Hertz is finally going to... He's on second now, and he's going to catch
Rocky.
Hertz completely by surprise. Rocky was waiting for it. He knew that they were playing back caps pretty heavy, and they played it around it. Lock goes down to Geo so late! Oh my god, this is really good. Enrith has no ammo! Oh, he wins the fight! Geo, being a gentleman, deciding to actually take the melee fight and loses it with Enrith. Rocky, oh my god. Well, that's a play in NCO. Rocky doing the jump up, drop down strat. So we got a Tempest gamer in the server. And the scout goes down behind it. That's a strat you don't see as often as how useful it can be. Like, people don't generally watch people jumping up to drop down. They've got a soldier dual top lunchbox, but they're at a really large disadvantage here.
Yeah, so we'll be watching no safeword get ready for this defense that they'll have to pull off. This is actually match point for Jasmine Tea. Final map will bring them to 3-1. So this is the last point that they'll have to capture to win the grand finals of season 19 as the push is finally starting. Sentry gun's being targeted pretty well. It's been taken down instantly. There's so much point presence right now. Uber's being used. Lock goes down. Enrith so low. Same with TJ. They just need to deal the damage and stand on the point, and then they'll win the grand final.
Oh, it jumps up. It's not 2-5. It's different sub 5. It's 5-2. Yeah. It's,
my bad.
8 minutes. So it's still possible to win, but it's gonna be very difficult, especially at the rate this game has been going. Them getting they have to match rounds. I'm gonna say that it's very unlikely to impossible for them to get 4 rounds in 8 minutes. We'll see how they play this, because also playing ground again. He has not tried the catwalk because it seems to be working in their favor, but he's going to take heals on left because the huge difference in space has caused this to kind of go in the way of no safeword so far. They've lost Rocky and Paulson, but they're not out of the fight yet. They're still committing. G's going to jump behind and get onto a scout on point and do a lot of damage. He ends up losing, and Jono and Madness are going to be trying to get out. But it's going to be a bit awkward. Jono taking a flight, he wins it, but he's going to be jumping. Jono can get out here. Jono's a magician. Oh my god. We have Houdini in the server. Jono's just like an escape artist.
He's absolutely insane. Like, what we've seen from him so far has just been so impressive, and it's honestly been incredibly entertaining to watch.
Yeah, they're gonna try and refight second here, probably retake at the very least, but I'd be worried about backcaps in this position, and Paulson's just taking the spam, he doesn't give 2 hex. He's walking through on point with Uber, the soldier behind in Lunchbox could state quite an issue. They don't actually get that much done, they just kill Soul. Hopefully they can get a recap here, because it's not looking amazing for the side of Jasmine, as Paulson's in right yard trying to get pipe spam onto the players close, and Paulson dies, and Jono dies. Yul gets behind and plays on Jono from Lunchbox, and they're not even going to get this cap, it looks like. Rocky playing well, he kills the scout. If they can get this cap, they can maybe relax for a bit, because, yeah, they can chill out, but there's going to be a huge 70% ad, 60% ad rather, for Lock. No, 70 was right, and Jihu gets cleaned up as well. This is not looking good for this thing, because Lock's going to come up within 10 seconds. Oh no, Rocky does the spawn ding! Oh. Okay, so, they... Oh my god, I can't believe this happened again, dude. It happens every time we cast the new Granary.
It's all going wrong in Sage's world right now. There's no safe word, popping the Ruber, getting ready to push onto this last. They've made their way, this level 1 sentry is being dealt with. There's point presence is about to be gained. It hurts standing on it, and they're just gonna wrap up the enemy team and just a little old bundle and completely annihilate them on this last push.
100%. So what happened there, for people who don't know, is they added Granary. They changed the Granary spawn room, so you can't just stand in the door and back spawn and people push in a sniper. You have to actually go near the respawn cabinet. And I learnt that a lot of people have the setting where if you change class, you die for some reason. And Rocky tried to change off his class and just killed Bound pretty much. So people moving forward to a lot more aggression for no safe word side actually, and Geo getting forward onto Enrith, hitting a nice air pipe, and Geo not actually doing almost any damage considering, oh my god, Lock gets destroyed by Paulson though. That's going to be the heal beam going down for the side of no safe word, and that's going to be a very dominant mid.
That was a wipe on the way of Jasmine Tea now. Ono's going to have a Zuber, and he's going to be able to get ready to push with his team for this last point. So we'll see how he goes. As respawn's coming in for no safe word right now. Hurts up on the sniper, and got the engineer from Soul. They're going to have to be pretty quick to set up their defense here. Yours managed to delay it for a little bit. SMT really don't want to have to use their Ruben to cap this second point, but they haven't gotten a lot accomplished, and they're all really pumped up right now. Elmo though, get up a nice wee kill on Hurts on the flank there. He's got his friend Madness with him. They're just going to be playing around. TJ getting really aggressive, straight through second. Jerry's going to die.
Trades are not what you want here, man.
Trade him.
Then you don't want trades in this position. It's just, you're at a disadvantage. Like, they're 3 up right now with these trades. They've just gotten a spawn so they can start pushing it through. But Block only on 90%, so he could die here, but he's playing it very passively. The sentry's also already up, so this is going to be back. People are just spamming it over. It's going to be a repush probably from Lock. They have 4 minutes to get 2 rounds, so they need to be hurrying it up. And Elmo already straight in trying to get a force. They haven't forced it, but they do a little bit of damage to the scout, who is going to get cleaned up by spam to Paulson. And Rocky is just delaying this with rockets. Like, people on the point are just getting mulched. And they Uber finally. They break in straight out of yard and push Jasmine back, but Jasmine don't lose a single player in that exchange yet. And we're probably going to see a re-Uber when Jasmine get this up. Geo is parking the bus as he is on heavy, and John is about to come up on Uber.
He's ready for this. He just wants to sit there, and he's not even going to spin up or give away that he's there. He's just going to sit there and wait for someone to walk through at the worst possible time. So Jasmine Tea probably, as they have that heavy in that position, probably not going to push anytime soon. They just lost the flank though to some great plays from no safe word. So they're going to have to pull all the way back and try to stop this cap. Midpoint's about halfway down, 3/4 done, and he's not standing on the point. He gets taken down because he wasn't on him. Jono's got his Uber and he's just standing there. He realises, I need to stop this cap right now.
Oh, he doesn't get it. Okay, so oh man, that was an awkward play. The heavy didn't work. They disconnected from the Uber because Johnny got bounced and it just ended up messing a lot up. But they can still get this round. They need to be moving forward, and Locke didn't use his Uber charge in that fight. That was a really awkward thing for Jasmine to do. Rocky's forward in yard to try and get a pick when they start moving through, so he's in a good position to at least force the Uber out in second. So as long as people don't feed on last, They should be able to waste at least a minute here and make it very, very, very difficult for No Safe Word to get at least this round and maybe the next. So
Double sniper.
We have a double sniper, you're right, Geo and Madness both up on sniper, but they're moving straight up. Hertz goes down. I'm watching Rocky right now as he kills both people and they can't get the cap. They've Ubered in, but it means nothing because the cap hasn't come out just yet. But it's 2 up on the side of Jasmine versus the 3 up on the side of No Safe Word. They start moving right now, but they've got a sentry gun and a sniper. Madness back left, and DJ's gonna get mulched. Almost forward on end. Wasting so much time, and Madness hits TJ. Madness just delaying as long as he can. This is what they need to be doing, and they're not going to be able to get this cap. Jono's delaying as well, and they're going to get the cap, but it's 1 minute 30, so they need a very good round for this final one to tie it. They could make it work.
This is going to have to be an incredibly dominant mid coming from the side of No Safe Word to get this to work. And on top of that, a dominant push, because minute 20 seconds for No Safe Word to gain a point and take this to a golden cap. Score's currently 5-4, so see what happens here. Both teams just coming to mid now. Hertz, of course, going straight into the point. Got them going already, and Jasmine Tea not really answering it quite yet. Rocky and Analyst both dying themselves, but Soul, Lock, Hurt, and yeah, they're all dead.
That's the
So I think the rest of it will be just a little bit of dead time.
I'm gonna say that is dead time. They can't possibly win with the time they have, so I'm gonna move it to the Analyst and the people who talk about the game desk.
The Analyst desk, that'd be. Thank you, Shrimps. Yep, alright, really, really strong showing there. They looked a little bit shaky for a little while there, and there was definitely room for No Safe Word to get back in, but that last bit has basically just secured it for Jasmine there. Yukari hit me with some fat analysis as we are going to get dead time, and I'm going to see who I can rustle up for some interviews.
I think over half of No Safe Word's caps came from back caps. Like, if you actually look at the fragging and you actually look at the phase play, this series wasn't nearly as competitive as the scores show. Like, I think Jasmine had pretty good control over most of it. They kept getting back capped, and to be honest, a lot of those were kind of gimme, like stand on the point. Other than that, it was pretty much the same story as the winner bracket finals. The team with the better fundamentals who, threw punches straight or won. And even though, as I said, the scores show like close maps, I don't think there was ever really a point where Jasmine were like, yeah, no, we might lose this series. So I think it was pretty simple for them.
Yep, as we'll bring logs up just for the moment. We do have some Jasmine players trickling in. We only got one here at the moment. Elmo, I hope you are bringing your friends.
I have no friends, so no.
Bring your teammates then.
I did. I asked, and then he hasn't replied to me.
Alright, well, here they are. They're trickling in. We will bring up logs very, very quick. Sort by damage. Enrith top damaging. Paulson very, very close behind. Both of them on about 10k. Not really much else to say, honestly. Madness with the big cleanup role, and TJ as well, both getting pretty high kill stats, but we do have gamers here, though, so I think I will be the first to congratulate Elmo and Paulson on winning ozfortress Season 19 Premier Division. I also want to congratulate you, Elmo, because you are the only one that I haven't read out yet. Congratulations on Best Scout and Premier MVP.
Thank you. Fucking destroyed Geo and Paulson. Get shut on, cunts.
No!
Easiest victory of my life. You can't even win your own award, Paulson. You suck.
What the fuck?
Sorry. Wiethoofd. You can't even win your own award.
Dude.
This is why we need Elmo to go to LAN. Just imagine him saying the following to Banny. I won the Best Scout Award at this event. You're trash. Get out of my face. You're actually not even worth my time. I'm the king of Sesame Street. Go home, small child.
Elmo, are you happy? Are you finally happy you got this?
Well, finally won an MVP award. I know it's embarrassing. You win like one award like in your whole career, and one of those is like 2 awards your whole TF2 time in Div 1, and one of them's MVP. It's unfair. You suck. So shown by not even winning your own award.
Well, I have an MVP award in Div 2, mate, so I'm still ahead of you.
Wow. Tonberry carried you. Typical.
Alright, well, you two can continue to interview yourselves for a little while if you want, unless anyone had any questions. Yukari, questions. Hit them with questions.
Is there, just, How can they get back capping you? Were they just little part, slipping your attention, or is that their strategy? Because they can't seem to ever get frags on the flank.
That was just us really being like, if I had put it bluntly, we were being really lazy. Just not having someone at last to delay them, so we can get someone to get the decent cap time on second. And yeah, it was just really lazy by us. And Sol's the back cap master. I mean, there's not much you can do about that.
Wait,
when Sol tries to back cap, he gets it.
Was Rocky playing pocket for the entirety of Granary, or was it just the mids?
He was never playing pocket at all.
He just rolls out like that because he doesn't know how to roll out as Roma.
Oh,
so yeah.
No, Elmo's
that's definitely the reason.
Elmo likes to be a bully, but he's lying. The reason is that I don't know why the pocket's been the person to always do the equalizing thing, but we sort of did some things like some testing, and we came to the conclusion that it's better for the Roma to equalize.
Because he'll have the 300 for jumping, and then
pretty much, yeah.
Just play in. Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Freya did that sometimes on Granary.
Yeah, so we just switched it up on maps where it makes sense, like where they both go the same way, or something like that.
I want to hit you with a question. Snakewater is a map that you have typically dumpstered everyone ever on, including like Ego, including these guys like a week ago. You started slow tonight, I'll be honest. Like, what's the deal there? Was that just a lack of warming up, or you had some nerves, or?
I don't know, man. I feel like it's really hard to analyze TF2 in depth. It's such a dynamic game. Like, if like one person at this level, I feel like if one person is having a bad game, it can really like destroy your ability to play well as a team. Like, even just one person's anchoring. I'm not saying anyone was, but like, I'm just offering explanations. But I don't know.
Throw someone onto the bus.
Alright,
Elmo, this is your job. Do it.
Yeah,
Elmo
I was thinking Enrith outplayed Paulson. Typical Paulson Ubers letting us down.
One more question. Obviously, Rocky's pretty inexperienced at Roma. On that first map, he was making a lot of plays towards no safe words medic. And then kind of, from that point onwards for the rest of the series, he just ignored the med and he went for Sol. Like, he was often cutting off Sol and Hertz and just setting up frags on them. Was that like a deliberate call any of you made, or was that just kind of... oh, it's just working, let's just do it.
It's just Elmo and Rocky telepathically communicating with each other.
Rocky sits on my lap while we play Paulson. That's the real. Just come over to Australia for the finals.
Oh, that'd be really uncomfortable, like really bony, both of you.
I was just say, because Sol got like
really
two and three frags on a couple of maps. You guys completely shut him out, so that was pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's nasty. That was bullying.
I gotta say that
Rocky wanted to prove his second best Roma status, so he turned up. Yeah,
that felt like the Ego game from season 15. So it was really fun. I will say that, like, you're saying we're shutting them out quite a bit, or we're having a slow game, but I think no safe word were playing really well as well. Disregarding the back caps, which are definitely our fault, but like the rest of the time, no safe word were doing really well.
Yeah, definitely well played to them, and I'm going to agree with you there, Paulson. I think that is probably one of the best grand finals we've had since that season 15 one, so that's really cool. George, do you have any questions you wanted to hit them with, or?
I do want to say one thing. Like, usually when you see Hertz play, there's either him talking a lot of shit or people saying a lot of shit to him. I'm just curious as to why there wasn't a lot of that. Really disappointing.
We were too busy talking about anime and Total War Shogun 2 and the break to shit talk.
That was the strat all along. Elmo distracted him with anime so Hertz couldn't tilt Rocky. That was our counter tilt.
Well played there then, guys. Congratulations. If you're just joined us, then suck a dick, you've missed everything. Jasmine Tea, by the score of 3-1 in the best of 5, have beaten out No Safe Word to become your ozfortress Premier Season 19 champions. What are your guys? I'm going to ask one that'll be on the tip of people's lips. What is your plan going forward for Jasmine? Are you going to be back next season?
I have no idea yet. It's hard answer. So I
thought
don't know.
we discussed that we're becoming 2 PUBG professional squads, and we're going to the Invitational that's coming up, Gamescom.
Wait, there's an
See us
invitation
there.
for
Bad
PUBG?
game.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, nice.
It's like 350 grand or something, wasn't it? It was some
Jesus,
ridiculous
really?
amount. So we're becoming PUBG pro. So
40 FPS
last season,
esports.
GG.
So,
Alrighty.
I can tell you though, we're not going to I-61 for sure. Whether or not regarding if there's any like rewind 2 or something, that's still up in the air. But we don't know yet. We're not. There's a lot of factors that we need to work out like before we can say yes we're going or no we're not. So I don't know. Sorry for the shitty answer and the bad language, but yeah, I can't give you an answer yet. Sorry.
No, it's totally fine. One of those things that would be good is an official announcement of Rewind 2, but we'll stay posted for that one. I think we'll go to shout-outs now. Elmo, top of the list here.
I've got to go
MVP.
look through my Steam messages for everyone that asked for a shout out.
No, just fuck them, dude.
Yeah, so
Follow
shout out
your
to
own
Sunset
heart.
Roller Coaster, who's some random on my friends list. Don't know who he is, but shout out to him. Hyper, Sam, and Varna, and shout out to Paulson for not winning his award properly. Congrats to him. And congrats to Enrith for sadly not beating him out, but tied is still nice. Good work, Enrith. To all the other award winners, and good season. Good work, no safe word. GG's.
Well played, Elmo. George Basil Jackson, goodness. Shout outs. Moving right along.
Shout out. Hey, shout out to G Star Boss One and my parents.
Hi.
Yep, very fair. Paulson, big tied winner of Demo Man of the season.
Shout out to everyone but Elmo.
Just put my name in there, therefore it counts.
Everyone but Elmo.
You're basically only shouting out me by doing that, though. You're the only one I mentioned.
Yeah, no, I think you need to say everyone's name except Elmo's.
Yeah, okay. Just give me a sec. I'll do that right now.
Yeah, there he goes.
Bye.
Alright, thank you, Paulson. Gramps, Sage, any shout outs?
No.
Awesome.
No one deserves them.
Very fair. Yukari up next, shout outs.
Shout outs to Reddit Bad Economics, and remember to thank Mr. Sad Games.
Alrighty, very fair. I will also thank Mr. Sad Games. I will shout out Xander because he asked for it. I will shout out Snazzy because he asked for it, and I will shout out Warrnambool because Snazzy asked me to. Shout out to Zeno as well, friendliest team, we made it. And last one here is going to be our premier administrator and TF Live coordinator, Foz. Take the mic, my good sir.
Hello, I would just like to give one final shout out to all the teams in Prem. You've been relatively harmless to admin. It's been nice. Good game tonight. Shout out to all my crew at TF Live. You guys have done an amazing job. When I managed to turn into the stream, you know, Wiethoofd on production, yauch and Yukari doing the analysis of my boys, George Battle Jackson and Sage. I lost my voice suddenly for that sentence. Doing some amazing casting, and shout out to TFTV for tweeting out that we're casting this game just as our post game interviews start. So big up to them.
Alright, of course I want to see everyone that's left in stream chat give some big hearts to Wiethoofd for doing the fantastic production as always. He's a legend behind the scenes. He wants to give a shout out to Red Riding Nope for being his second observer, who I believe is sitting next to him right now, so that's cute. Alright guys, thank you very much for coming out. That was a cracking game. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope we're going to see the stream highlights thread absolutely spammed with Jono being absolutely absurd. We will be back covering Season 20 of ozfortress Premier next season right here on TF Live. I have been your host tonight, yauch. Thanks so much everyone for coming out. Have a good one.